Yes, indeedly.
Indubitably. I think that's how you pronounce that word.
So just to let you know, you will get through your second day without incident to be able to rest. And you'll be coming up on your third day when you have to take a slight detour for where you're going due to the fact that there is a rather large kind of pond or lake in the way of your path.
Alright, so we do
We'll
get
start right up there.
clear through the second day, so I add another stat point back.
Yep.
Hmm.
Of course,
And I get my level
before
back in
traveling out,
HP.
So I add my HP too.
yep.
HP to level for resting.
Yeah. Whereas
Yay.
before they traveled out, someone will probably see Ash doing something odd, and
When aren't you
he's
doing something odd?
sitting down, meditating for some reason for like a minute or so, and then his eyes starts glowing, and then he heads out with the rest of you.
Oh, you mean finally getting psionically charged?
Yep.
I can do that thing Estella does.
Yeah, that's
One
the thing
really
Estella
fast.
does.
One really fast.
Yep.
Well, you don't really. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen you use your psionic charge stuff.
She hasn't been able to because it requires a living intelligent target.
I'm using.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got the other one, the one that affects anything, regardless of what it.
But Estella's been psionically focusing in the morning so she can move faster ever since she gained a
Mm-hmm.
level. Because speed
Yeah.
of thought
For me, it's because I now have psionic weapon.
and speed of thought.
Eyes are glowing, and he feels stronger. And once he hits something, it's gonna hurt, regardless if it's mindless or not.
So don't poke a teammate.
Exactly.
He's got to declare if you're using it.
True.
Better save it for a big baddie.
Which point, picking up where we left off, as mentioned earlier, you guys will be able to get 2 days in to your long journey headed toward the base camp after the boss has sent off two messengers,
Wait,
little pigeon tokens.
so it'll be 3 days in total. Okay, cool.
Two
No,
days
he just
total.
said
2 days. Okay,
we completed the second day. We're on day 3.
Mhm.
okay.
It's at this time, following the map and directions, that you run across a large pond or small lake, however you wish to look at it. And as Walter and Seven are pretty much scouting, and Tom is providing information of the terrain since he does have some geography and he has mapped part of this area. It's where he pretty much makes the reference to the lake, saying that this has always puzzled him as he's come by it twice, and it's almost been tempted to explore it if it wasn't so wet, because this doesn't show up on any old maps or current maps. So it must have been some kind of result of the war or poor mapping that they never put this lake here on the map. And Tom will just sort of shrug as it seems to bother him greatly. Unfortunately, since he didn't really bring this to your attention as you were traveling and you're taking the closest route, you're going to have to sort of go around the lake and over the rough terrain to get to where you're going, which will cost you about 2 hours. It's at that time you see a little bit of light off in the distance. First, you're a little concerned if it's that thing you were told to watch out for, but then you hear talking voices and you see marching formation of multi dressed individuals not appropriate for undead, which you assume is another adventuring group considering they're heading the same way you guys are in a northerly western pattern, possibly toward the base camp. At which point you end up meeting up with the guys on the other side of the lake. Little concern at first as you approach one another. It's like, oh, you're not undead. You aren't either.
Okay, no
Which
issues then.
point they approach you. Greetings. You here on exploration, or did you arrive with the rest?
We're heading to the base camp.
Moving my icon there, Michael, because Seven would immediately move in front of Sam and be in a very defensive stance.
No problem. The individual walk up, sheathing sword and shield on arm, as you see an armored female and scale male proceed up while the rest of her group just sort of stands down a little bit. One or two of them look to be like mercenaries and keep their weapons out. The wizard seems to have his hands raised just in case things go a little weird, but the other ones just seem relaxed, just sort of keeping an eye out for any undead. She proceeds up. Greetings. We're part of the third group. We set out from the shoreline a couple of days ago, had a task, and now we're trying to meet up with the base camp as we fell behind securing the exit for another group that was injured. Uh, Most of my group stands behind me as three of them pretty much hold up their hands. We ran into these individuals as the other four just sort of look around suspiciously. On our way, there were some mercenaries. Apparently, the group that got assigned to died. It's at that time that you notice the four of them kind of are acting a little bit odd. Two of the mercenaries seem very untrusting of you guys. One individual has a rather large sword. Another one is wearing spiked armor and seems to be hanging in the back and silent. The other part of the ladies group seems pretty friendly. One of the spellcasters seems to wave over at you guys. One of the archers in the back just sort of gives a nod in your direction.
Archers, the cool dudes, or just the neutral dudes, one of the two.
It's like, so, if you're headed to the base camp, be happy to travel with you. I mean, I know they don't recommend large groups 'cause it draws attention, but safety in numbers.
To
That
an
sounds
extent.
good, but what's your name, Miss?
Oh, my name? Oh, I do apologize. I mean, you don't really talk to a lot of people outside your group, and then of course all you run is to undead, so you don't really have a need to say, "Hi, I'm not here to hurt you. My name is." So yeah, my name's Rachel.
Nice to meet you, Rachel. I'm Ash.
Excellent, Ash. Pleasure. Uh, Rather large dog. Looks
Yes, as
past the
Sam pats
dog
him on
up
the
at
head.
Sam.
He behaves for the most part, although he has a bad habit of biting.
Well, I'm here. It's there. All good. Not much of
Yeah,
a dog lover, but a warhound, no problem.
yes, he's quite cute. Sam pats him and scratches. By the way, I'm Sam, and he's quite
Pleasure,
mine.
Sam. As I said, I'm Rachel. This my group. Those are the others. They're kind of quiet mercenaries. I guess they don't really care too much. Who's in charge of your group, might I say? I mean, I'm kind of in charge of mine. I just want to coordinate in case plans come up or things need to be determined.
I look over at the boss.
Boss just staring down Rachel. Um, oh, that one there. Okay, I was wondering why I was getting the eye.
Hmm,
Okay, pleasure. Based on your outfit, I assume you're Umbral Hood. Okay, um, no problem. If you need anything of my people, I'm happy to serve. We were basically dispatched from one of the other groups, but I'll find a dandy. Just starts getting uncomfortable as the boss is still just like staring. Oh, oh, um,
she
okay
doesn't talk
then.
much. Doesn't talk
Well,
much.
anyway, pleasure to meet all of you. As looks back over at Sam and Ash. So, shall we continue traveling? Little pleasant conversation and maybe hearing what you have accomplished and what's going on. Maybe a nice change of pace compared to what's happened in the past.
I think that does sound fun and good.
Oh, excellent. At which point
Yes.
you just hear her turn around and just sort of mutter to herself, "Ooh, that one gives me the creeps." That is some of the mercenaries we have with us.
Hey, uh,
At which
where
point
is it?
you'll meet up them, you'll get around the lake and continue moving. Oh, poor Lydia.
Michael, I did roll a sense motive to test or to um
Yes.
see what the fuck she was saying.
is on the level.
Yeah.
Is she blowing smoke or isn't she? She seems to be on level, probably a little worn down after the whole experience on the island, as quite a bit of her team does seem to show quite a bit of wear and tear, and they do seem to be traveling very lightly. Most likely, they've probably burned most of their supplies. Hence, maybe one of the reasons they want to travel with you is hoping to maybe bum some food or water off you.
Hmm. And then with that, Seven's actually going to go down and walk with the boss.
Boss will just
Squeaky.
stretch out a hand, pat you on the head, just say, "Good dog." You have the same opinion of that one as I do.
Hey, Squeaky, also check Discord.
Checking the score.
Sam
You'll
would
notice
say that before you wander off.
based on the markings, they do seem to be connected to the Midnight Dawn, one of the religious sort of zealot slash undead defense of Ebunstalt. Al-
Oh,
Although,
God!
considering that they don't have a cleric among them, it
Oh,
seems,
damn it.
and no real members connected to it, other than basically herself, which she may be no more than what you guys are, an initiate, doesn't really bode too well that she either volunteered or was commanded to stay behind and help, or they lost some of their people, including their commander. And so she may be second in command, which, if an initiate got thrown into a position like that, can understand her kind of hesitance slash not ready for leadership.
The
So,
her eyes are black because she's not trusting.
yeah. Based on what Seven Sense, Rachel's really not up to par to be a leader, and they seem very worn down.
Okay, I'm going to roll another little double. I am spotting with my two little eyes the spiked armor guy.
Spiky Man?
Yes, the spiky man.
I mean, Michael, feel free to look at Dougie Chat also. You'll see why.
Spiky Man over here. Um, Unfortunately, with your very high spot check, yeah, the individual has a helmet that doesn't go with it, has a belt that looks magical, has gloves that don't match the armor. The armor is spiked and looks familiar to the type of armor that matched the guys who were eviscerated back at the temple, and he's holding a rather large weapon.
Oh hell no! Hell no!
With
Oh,
the weapon
joy! I
happen to
called it!
be
Oops.
And it's like, oh, crap.
Is it a is it a familiar face?
Don't know. The helmet has one of those face masks, which is like the two eye slits almost. So,
Now,
Oh my
Sam has a shit
god.
spot, so Sam doesn't know shit.
I
All,
got a nat 20.
all she
Okay,
knows is what
um,
7 tells.
Seven would actually forelay this information after his spot check.
Stella's eyes, like, they're black, but she can still see like crazy, so she's just gonna examine all of them, keeping an eye out for Crazy Man.
What? You actually told Sam that? Oh, boy.
As
Yeah,
this
because Seven needs somebody to tell Boss he wants to kill one of the mercenaries.
Okay.
Do I see
the,
Crazy Man?
the other three mercenary, mercenary, seem to be of a similar group, whereas mercenary number four seems to be of a different group. So these guys have somewhat matching equipment or markings.
Those 3.
Where, yeah, those three mercenaries seem to have sort of matching equipment, dark helmets and sort of red capes. Mercenary over there seems to
Danger!
be slightly more well equipped, but his equipment is sort of hodgepodge.
Which
In
isn't
addition to the
unusual for a
black spiked
merc.
armor, which seems kind of familiar to most of you guys.
Stella's slowly backing away.
I'm going
And if you
to.
consider the mercenaries, they said they ran into some trouble and that some of their people were wiped out, and then they met up with this group.
Michael, Sam will step over to the boss, relay the information that discovered about Spike Armor Dude, and that he's got the gear of the guys who were massacred at the temple, from the looks of it.
Ashmiwo is just talking, casually talking with Rachel, trying to understand like where these groups, how many of these groups are, who was everyone.
Boss just looks
Chit
at
chat.
Stella, looks over at Sam, pets 7, looks up at the individual. Rachel, was it? Moment of your time. At which point she just sort of freezes, turns back around. One of her members will move up closer to her. She'll just sort of hold up a hand like it's okay. Come over.
It's okay, it's okay. She just outranks my ass by a lot.
It's like, yes, how can I help you? Is there a problem? A matter came up. How did you meet your or acquire your mercenary, should I say? They ran some issues. Some of their people were killed during the night. Um, they kind of grouped up. They met this other fellow who was wandering by himself.
Shh.
When they asked him, he said that his group was gone. They assumed that he was a lone survivor. Their group then met with some difficulties. There were 6 of them, plus a member from uh, the the book mage group. I forget their name, Libris something or another. That little gnome wound up decapitated and his head stuck on his own staff one morning.
That
Huh.
sounds gruesome.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
So, what about him? I mean, I know they're mercenaries and they're hired help, and we chose not to prioritize them. But I'm not just going to leave them there, even if we are low on supplies. They still could be useful. Oh no, no, that's not a problem, sweetie. Yes, yes, they are cannon fodder. That is very true. That's what foot soldiers and pawns are for.
Michael, as a side note, I'm casting a spell.
But for that individual, have they said much? Have they done much? No, they don't seem to sleep too much. Seem to be quite bothered by the death of their companions. He was rather close to one of the individuals that got gruesomely murdered.
I made my check, just barely. Thank you, Mithril.
Uh-huh. Well, that's all. We should get moving. Oh, what? As Rachel just sort of gets stunned. But you had no problems. As you were. If you'll take your group and fall into formation with us, and we'll get going. Oh, okay. Very well. I'll let them know. Thank you. That's all. Rachel goes back and sort of groups up her people, starts talking to them that they're going to be traveling with us. Estella,
Mm-hmm.
if you would kindly stick closely to Mr. Armored Fellow and keep an eye on him. And as you do, please fall back and inform Chris and George to drop him at the first sign of issues. Per
You
my
got it,
request.
boss.
Thank you. At which point they will jump in line with you guys.
Stella relays the information to George and Chris.
George's like, oh boy, we get to kill another person. Chris is like, oh boy, we get to kill someone.
You know who's kill happy in this group, at least.
This is crazy dude, right?
That is possible ghost guy. Let's see, where's the appropriate figure for him? Yeah, ninja mask. There you go. Possible crazy guy right there.
Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
And I posted an appropriate video.
I'm just reading the caption. I'm not even looking at it. Go ahead and play it real quick anyway.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Just
Accurate. Accurate.
I'll just have everyone know, like the entire time all this is going down, Estella's eyes are pure black.
Yeah, you said that. I didn't think they
I know.
changed at all.
No, nope. Especially not not in her current mood.
Yeah.
Which point they all just sort of fall into ranks to help out and do things and travel with you, your lot. And the individual just sort of looks over at Estella and just sort of stares for a moment, and then with the armor, just sort of like turns away, glances back over its shoulder at Estella, and then looks back forward and keeps walking straight.
Estella keeps on walking too.
Which point you guys will get to day 3, and it's time to break camp. Due to traveling around, you're a little far away to basically get to the base camp. Considering it's dark, you could make it in the dark with ample lighting, but that could draw attention and then also put the base camp at risk if they're not properly aware. Not to mention large horde walking at night with torches, they may mistake you for something else.
Oh yeah. We're not gonna set ourselves up
So
for
unfortunately, you're
bullshit.
going to have to break camp for one more night, and in the morning get to where you're going with all individuals present.
Mm.
So you have a lot of people. Rachel offers for her group to stand watch. Mercenaries are willing to volunteer also, as that's what they're getting paid for. As the supposed leader of that group here informs you that his people pretty much are hired to keep watch. Not that it did the little gnome guy too much good.
Sucks for him.
Just sort of whispers, just sort of murmurs down his breath, but we'll keep watch with our group. We're happy to do so.
I
That's
think
what we
we're
got paid
all
for.
going to be adding to the watches because we don't want something slipping up and kind of, killing off the one person on watch
Oh yeah, basically Rachel,
for the sake of paranoia.
the guy, leader of the small mercenary band. Let's just call him.
John.
No, no,
We
no,
already have a John.
Jacob.
no, not important. We'll call him that.
Not important.
Nye.
Dead man.
Not important. Ni.
So
Dead man
him,
sounds good.
him, Rachel, and Sam, Estella, and I imagine Sam is staying close by, and the boss all talk about camping, setting up rest. Says that's perfectly fine. Recommends 3 to 4 man team, consisting at least from one person from each group, just to ensure that nothing suspicious and also to keep everybody happy. Don't want people assuming that certain people are taking liberties. So to build trust, have them work together, and that way they can talk during the night. Rachel's
Estella
like,
is
"Oh, sure, whatever you say." There, guy, you don't completely trust us, but that's fair. I don't trust you, so I agree.
Estella is far too paranoid to get some sleep tonight. I'm going to be dealing with negatives, but don't care.
Sam will just sleep like normal.
All right,
He's like,
so
oh, okay. Just kidding, no snoring.
I will need 4 sets of watches. If people could group their characters up on the map accordingly, basically we'll just go
Which one's
with
number 4?
1,
Dead
2,
man walking.
watch 3, watch 4, and then everybody with just doesn't do any watches.
4. Because
So 3
Michael
to 4
during
people in each watch.
because Michael, what I'm planning, and I'm going to tell you this now, is I'll have Distanas equipped throughout the night when it comes time for watch. Because once my watch ends is right when daybreak starts, right?
Pretty much, yep. That
Okay,
would be it. It's after fourth is over, you guys are up and out.
yeah. Because I'm going to equip the Goodberry bracers right before dawn. Dawn starts, bracers activate, take those out, and switch them back.
Oh yeah, before Ash goes to sleep, he does ask Sam, "Do you have? Is it possible that you could cast Lesser Restoration on me?"
Oh, need to fix up?
Yeah, didn't have, didn't want to bother you until now.
There you go. 2 points.
That that restores.
Um, four, four, three, three. So Ash, if wants to take watch, looks like you're gonna be in group 3 or 4. We got one little archer left over. Got all these spellcasters over here, and basically just taking a load off.
Um, I don't trust him. Oh no,
Okay.
he's just.
Will go ahead and take watch so Tom can rest. Although Tom's an undead, but still needs to do spells, so he will jump in there
I mean,
at
all of
Tom's
us need to do
request.
spells, but
At least Tom, being an undead, basically he's up for all watches, which is why I guess he works perfectly in 5.
as kind of the
Um,
neutral, yeah.
So he's a catch-all. He's technically all with leads 3 spellcasters to rest throughout the night with no problem. So that will put Ash in group 3 and Archer in group 4.
Now, Michael, I have a question. Because it's 4 watches, is there going to be any issues for any of us setting spells?
With that, no, that's why I did 4 watches. I just put the extra spellcasters in 5 to get full rest whatsoever. If you wanted to technically go in group 5, you could, and that would just put basically Tom in group 4, which technically he covers all groups anyway, which is
Yeah.
why I said 3 to 4 people. If you guys count the undead, which honestly, the mercenaries don't seem to give a shit what Tom is because you're traveling with them, so they don't give a crap.
They probably haven't
And
figured it out.
Rachel is sort of freaking out over it, but she's keeping it all internal, considering all the undead that they find and the crap that's happened to them. Because the last thing she's gonna do is walk up to the boss, and go, "Do you know you have an undead with you? Should we kill it?"
She's pulling a Lydia, internal screaming.
Yeah, she's not going to dare question that because, like, there has to be a reason. Maybe it's a prisoner. Maybe they made it. I don't know. I'm not going to say nothing.
I'm not
God,
going to
let
start
me
shit
kill
with
this
Umbral Hood.
Michael, is she a paladin?
No.
No, although she does have a couple levels in favored soul, so about as close as you can get to paladin without being a cleric or paladin. It's just that she basically saw one of her best friends and initiates get murdered before her eye brutally by some undead, and then also saw her commander and her group basically wiped out. So what was a group of 9 is down to like a group of 4.
Versus
So
we've lost one
she's
guy.
kind of on the verge of almost breaking, running out of food and water, and all the shit that's happened. So basically, your standard paranoid and panic that you'd expect from inexperienced individuals fighting undead and being trapped on an island full of them, and losing basically half your group.
Oh god, and you have her
feel
paired in
like
the same squad as Bill and Walter. God, don't pair her up with Walter. Bill, good. Walter, nyeh.
Walter's happy to pair up with Bill and Estella because he knows them. So he trusts that pairing versus the other of, I don't know these people. I don't know how much I can trust these people. I'd rather be with people I can trust to watch my back. And, of course, Bill.
Bill is a lovable idiot.
Kind of
And
sort of.
Sam's with Allah, probably the most mysterious badass of the entire fucking group. And who kind of needs the party mostly alive.
And Ash is with the boss for some reason.
You're with the boss,
And
a
George.
crossbowman, mercenary, and George. Yeah.
Smack.
Better known by a much longer name, of course.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
No, that's his brother.
Oh.
That would all make sense.
Oh, wait, no. Jingleheimer Smith. That's his cousin, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jonathan Johnson Jr. Or John J. Johnson Jr. for short, or just George.
No relation. Just cuz.
Just his cousin, yeah.
So, all right, so we will go through the watches.
All I could think of was with this many people, we're guaranteed to have something happen.
I am very concerned.
my D&D paranoia is like we've got this many people. Some shit's gonna go wrong somehow.
I already have a hunch of how it's gonna go down. I'm gonna die.
All right, so first watch, no random encounters. You guys are able to rest. Second watch, it's your turn. Okay, you guys can get some rest. Guys, hey, mercenary leader falls over,
Oh, dead
falls
man's
walks up,
dead.
walks over. He's dead. What the hell?
Seven.
I didn't do it.
Huh? Oh God. How did
So
he
yeah,
die?
he's just sitting there for his watch. Didn't move too much. Pretty attentive to watching what's going on. Oh, he was dead the whole time.
Thud.
Holy shit!
How did he die? What
Which the guy
killed?
behind, which the guy in his group's like, what the hell? How did he get? How the commander get killed? This makes no sense.
Meanwhile, elsewhere.
Are they raising
I
enough fuss to wake the rest of us up?
Well, the second group and first group are now both awake, and you have a dead guy, a dead man, and it's the leader of the three-man mercenary group.
Eyes black, staring.
Nothing new there.
Yep, no, nothing really has changed.
Seven's
Eventually,
just gonna shake his head like I didn't do it.
So we got mercenary, we got mercenary.
do you raise up your paws like you're innocent?
More like tail because that's too obvious.
The look of
Okay.
nope.
And mercenary. So you got the three mercenaries with the red dot, and then of course you've got spiked armor guy with the little ninja mask.
Yeah, screw that guy.
Fuck him.
Fuck
The,
that dude.
the other guys will mark with little blue circles because it's nice.
Sucking nut.
And right there, and then there's a little blue circle for the little group there. We're traveling with their friends, which are now dropping
Dead?
like fly. Well, the mercenary leader dropped like a fly.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's
Drop it
hot.
like it's hot.
Drop it like it's dead.
Yeah, definitely the dead part.
Yeah, definitely dead.
And
So
we
that helps you
definitely
determine
dead.
who is what and who is there compared to your guys and their guys. Alrighty, so it's Chris, it's Spike guy who's still just sitting there, just sort of like turns his head over, looks at the dead guy, turns his head back over and looks into like the center of the group where the sleeping people are. The guy who's in the group with Chris and you, just like, what the hell, Rachel? What, I mean, he was fine. He didn't get poisoned or diseased. He had no injuries. He got healed up by magic. Rachel's just like, I don't know. Chris just walks over to the dog, sits down, just reaches out to pat Seven instead, just puts his hand on the ground, goes, "Well, between you and me, I didn't do it."
Between me and the dog, it wasn't me. This time.
Seven's just gonna like lean his head over and then nuzzle it against Chris and then shake it lightly, like he didn't do it either.
It's like, okay, there's 4 people awake, so only 4 people could do it. Nah, that's not how it goes. That's what Chris is thinking.
Estella's just like, I was asleep.
Bill's just like, what? He's dead? But he was so full of life. He was fine earlier.
Yep.
Walter just looks at Bill, just like, what the hell, man?
I know.
Estella's kind of like looking at Walter like
Not a
does
word.
he know too?
Don't say a word. Don't say a fucking word, Walter.
I'm not saying a word, but
Walter's just looking at the dead guy and then looking at the 4 individuals that were awake, looking around the camp. Everybody else is still sleeping, other than Tom, who just seems to be rummaging through his bag and making notes in his book and looking at the map and just preparing his spells while he's doing light reading. It's like, okay, yeah, he's no help. He probably didn't see a damn thing. Okay, and everybody else appears to be asleep. Yeah, I'm just going to nod an arrow slowly. So one of them 4 probably did it, as he's basically eyeballing the 4 still alive people. Rachel just looks over at Estella. Oh, what can we do? Do we
Yeah.
wake everyone? Do we assume that one of us did it?
We burned the body.
Bird? Oh, oh, undead. Right. I'll go get a torch out of the fire.
It's fine.
Wait a minute. Before, after Rachel says that, Seven's just going to get up and he's going to go over to Mr. Deadman over here. He's going to start gnawing away at either a leg or an arm and making
And Sam's not there to say shit.
You grab a leg and it comes off in your mouth because it detaches from the body, and so do the other limbs and the head, and blood just flows out. As this guy's been dismembered.
And at that moment, Estella lights a torch and burns the body.
He's
no,
not burned by
because
as a pool of blood's
Seven's
there.
going to be taking an arm and a leg and going back over to Chris and eating his breakfast.
Michael?
Take your breakfast. I'm gonna burn the body.
Michael,
Chris
are you
just
sure
looks
this is
like, hey, don't eat that here. I gotta eat breakfast in a few hours.
Michael? Michael, are you sure this is not the work of an enemy stand?
No. It's the work of 7. I mean, can't you just hear the munch?
People aren't supposed to do that. No, Bill. As Walter looks at him, people are definitely not supposed to come apart at the seam.
On point.
Rachel's just starting to literally break down, starts crying, and basically on her knees now. She's
Honey.
kind of losing it.
Oh, she's like
Honey child.
And nobody's woken up the rest of us yet.
The
Nope.
other individual from her group just coming over and just sort of like patting her on the shoulder and trying to comfort her and calm her down. Chris is like, well, she's told us. She definitely didn't do it.
Michael,
Estella,
as Seven's going to be nibbling on his breakfast, he's gonna look over at Spiky Ninja Dude, if he's even there, and just watch him.
He's sitting over basically in the camp, and he's just staring like at the center of the camp, and occasionally will look over at some of the group members and then look back like at the center, like where the campfire is. Doesn't seem to really
Cool.
be doing that much of a keeping watch kind of thing. It doesn't seem to be all that caring about the guy dead.
I'm not going to get a spot check with that, I know, but I'm searching for blood.
Lots at your feet and a few drops in your mouth from the leg that's still squirting a little bit of blood as you're dragging it off and chewing on it. But
Oh, cool.
otherwise, no blood with him. Other than basically a little bit of blood stain on his armor from battle. Probably his own. But you can't really tell as it's quite dark. Chris just like, so, Estella, as Chris looks over as he's just playing with the knife, either wake everybody or get on watch so I can go to sleep.
Estella's just kind of like, but
Chris just shrugs and holds up a hand, like almost like a scale, holding up both his hands. Pick one. And he looks at you as he seems to be a little disgusted by the situation. And if that guy
So-
still gets up, even after burning him, you gotta deal with it. You're on watch.
Accurate.
Fine, go to bed.
Excellent. Sheaths his dagger, pulls out a short sword, and puts it on his chest, unsheathed, and goes to bed.
Seven, after he finishes the arm, is going to drag the leg he took to go sleep with Sam with the leg stuck in between his paws, so no one can take it.
And Sam just keeps sleeping. She got a little face mask on. What? She got that mask of fresh air.
Oh my god!
Mask of sweet air. Bonus to saves versus airborne stench attacks and inhaled poison. Bonus versus stench. You probably ain't gonna smell that shit.
Whole place kind of stinks.
So now she doesn't have to worry about smelling it as much. Which also means she doesn't have to worry about Seven's bad breath that he has at the moment.
To be fair, he always has bad breath.
Oh, I can fix that.
Yay!
I have
Go
a
for it.
version of mouthwash.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I say
So,
version because it's what dwarves prefer.
oh god.
It's booze, isn't it?
I'm
Yep.
probably the only one in the whole party on, or one of the very few on the island carrying a keg.
Thank
Wait,
you, Elenon.
Yes!
is it alcohol?
Yep.
Yes! And
He's
no,
got
Sam
that
ain't
pony
told
keg that Alkanon
nobody.
bought to buy off Kate, uh, but died, so he never gave it to him.
Oof.
Sam's had it the whole time. And nobody knows.
Yeah. So second watch. All right. Second watch will go through just fine. Walter will pace the edges of the camp, watching inside and out. As you guys are all in a big group, but it keeps it easier for groups who's in what thing.
Yeah. I'm just bracketing the ones who are the um on watch.
Bill will just sort of like stand and set and occasionally get up to go to the bathroom as he just sort of stays in camp and just sort of keeps an eye out.
Estella just keeps walking around, watching.
Rachel will basically be completely this watch as the stress gets to her and she just sort of passes out in about an hour into her shift.
Estella just rubs her temple and then keeps an eye out on Spiky Man.
Her friend will stay up with her, so you sort of got him for your watch, but his concern is basically on her.
I don't give two flying shits. There's murder hobo right over there.
You
Seven
say that
doesn't
like you're any
count.
better on that classification.
Murder hobo who does it under a person's control.
No, that's just psycho murderer over there.
Psycho spikers.
Psycho spiker?
All right, I will need a spot check from those on watch.
I already made one.
Excellent. And we're gonna go with its hide. Ooh. All right.
Nobody sees shit, I bet.
Oh god damn it.
2 points difference.
Damn.
Yeah, so close. It's one of those you turn back, nothing. Feel like something over your shoulder, turn, nothing.
Yeah, no, Estella's not going to sleep tonight.
So your watch ends. The friend basically goes back to sleep. Rachel's still asleep. Bill's fine and alive. Walter's fine. They go, okay, let's wake up the next group and let's hope we make it to wake up ourselves.
And
Walter will
Merc
go
is
over
dead, I
and
bet.
sort of kick a little bit of dirt near Ash. Hey, hey, stop his foot. Hey, get up. Your watch.
Ash is dead?
What?
Ash.
Yeah?
No, he just basically Walter's sick of this. He's like, okay, our watch is over. Let's get the next people up. Let's go to sleep, and hopefully we live long enough to wake up in the morning.
Ash,
He
Ash, Ash,
just going over to
Ash,
Ash. So
Ash.
Walter goes over to Ash. Ash wakes up like, what? Oh, stop
What?
kicking dirt at me, man.
What the heck is going on?
Your
Okay.
watch.
Tag you're
Oh,
it.
right.
Oh, by the way, someone died while you guys were sleeping.
Yep,
Good night.
bye.
Yep, bye.
Bill goes to bed. Bill just like shakes his head, looking at Ash. The leader of the mercenaries is dead. He's over there in pieces. We had to burn him.
He's over there in pieces, man.
God damn it. Okay. I'll take the moment to meditate and get his thing ready.
That was gotten ready during the night.
No, that's because when he's unconscious or goes to sleep, it goes away.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
lose
was talking about
concentration when
morning
you are unconscious.
Because you said thing.
Psionic weapon.
Bad squeaky bad.
His psionic focus is what it's called. Requires
Right.
concentration check to focus his mind.
Yeah, exactly.
George wakes up. So what I met? What smells like burnt person? Who
We
died?
lost someone.
What smells like who
They're
died?
And they won't explain why or how. I'm as confused as you.
I'll go dig a hole to cover up the stench. He goes over and starts like piling rocks up on the burnt remains and dirt. Yeah, I hope this guy doesn't get up. Then again, I hope he does. I can feel some frustration.
Bro, he takes a moment, looks around, nobody's looking, stabs him in the head.
Which point the other individual gets up. Mercenary. Boss is dead. that
Yep.
sucks royally. Well, I better go tell the other guy that he's in charge now. He goes, got the crossbow, gets up, gets the crossbow, goes over to his friend, pats him on the shoulder, and the helmet rolls to the floor along with the head in it, and
Oh,
blood
fuck.
starts spraying
What the
out.
hell? Oh my
We
god!
At
burned
which
a
point, the
body.
guy at the crossbow drops the crossbow and jumps back. Holy freaking my paylord, dear Ouija, what the?
Okay, Ash goes over and just starts waking the other group up.
Estella
Waking,
just kind of pats him on the
Oh
shoulder.
Jesus!
you're on. I think you're asleep by now, Stella.
I mean, you see some pretty freaking stuff, but what the?
Ash,
No, Estella's not sleeping after.
Oh my
Not after this shit.
Ash goes
boss
over
just
to
looks
wake
over.
up Sam. Sam,
Oh.
Sam, wake up, wake up, Sam! All of them, wake up!
What?
One of your
All of
guys
this-
are dead.
Don't you ever?
Tom's just sitting
Haven't
there
you ever heard of
meditating,
this
just
thing
opens
called
his
beauty
eyes.
sleep?
Yes.
One of your guys is dead. Look.
One of my guys is dead. Sam looks around, starts taking a head count. No, we're all alive. What are you
I
talking
mean,
about?
there's a guy
So
10
then-
feet
Oh
from
my
you with a
God.
And
giant
she
pool of
looks around
blood.
and sees the other guy. Is like, oh,
That guy.
So, how close is Ash, considering the fact that Sam and Seven are together?
and then sees, and then looks at Seven. Is like, then looks sees Seven. The arm Seven has looks at the other guy, pokes Seven. Hey, you. Where'd
Ash
you
is
get
too
the
focused
arm?
The
Ash-
first guy who died.
Oh, now there's two.
Ash is too focused on the
As
dead
10
guy.
feet
to
away
go
from
to pin.
Sam and Seven, and now Ash, is the other dead guy, which you see blood pouring out from his neck and his head inside the helmet on the ground about a foot away.
There's another new dead guy.
There's the guy from group 4. So you got
Uh,
2 dead people, both mercenaries.
This dude.
And
Yeah.
Michael,
Alright.
looking at that, is that a clean cut?
No, it's like his head was kind of sawed off and just left there, so he'd slowly been bleeding out. It's like it got knocked over. It's like knocking over a half-filled bottle.
Ash just looks over at
Okay,
Scylla. What did
so not
Scylla,
done
what
by
did you s-
sword, but by something else.
you see? Ash goes looks at Scylla. What did you see?
Burns body.
While you're doing that, Sam's like,
Go
hold
over.
it. Just
Fire.
wait a moment. Looking at the wound, rolls over the head.
The eyes are basically wide and bloodshot. It basically looks like he's been suffocated. So whoever did like muffled his voice and then slit his throat, and then just went to sawing the rest of his head pretty much off.
Ash just asks.
Killed in his sleep, then they sawed off the head for good measure.
Other
Ash,
guy was chopped up to little pieces.
You already got
What-
rid of the body, so I can't tell.
how did you-
Okay.
Ash just asks Scylla, what did you see? Was this? It was on your watch. How does this happen?
Who knows? It might have been 2 points off. Anyway,
Might have been 2 points off.
Fourth wall?
So it's an all points bulletin -2.
Okay,
exactly, Sam.
we need to get rid of this before it wakes up as a zombie.
Anybody got a
It's still
shovel?
Can I burn
With
the
all
body
of
first?
this commotion, Seven's just gonna get up and he's gonna take his leg and he's gonna go over with the other sleeping people and go back to sleep.
Any of you people got a shovel?
I don't think I could turn it. I could make my weapon into a shovel. I could try.
What?
No.
What does that have to do? That doesn't. I'll just take that as a no. All right, no shovel. Sam then just grabs the body, drags it over to the other one. As you can see, where it's like, all right, there's a pile right there. Drops the body, checks the body. Does it have any Michael detect magic? Have any gear?
Detecting magic on it. It does have magic gear.
Pulling said magic gear off.
That would be sword, 2 potions,
Stand by.
a scroll, a wand, a ring,
Potion, scroll, wand, ring. Okay, what else?
and then you do detect faint magic from the other body. Its equipment that was magical was
Sorry.
leather-based items, so those burned and were destroyed. So you basically detect the remnants of magic as you throw the other body over there and then detect.
In my defense, I can't do the thing, so.
Alright, so I'll collect the magic things. Does he have any money on him?
No money. They got paid afterwards.
That's what I
And he
thought.
had no reason to bring money to an island that you can't spend it on.
Fair. All right, I'll just bag his stuff for now. I was like, all right, just stow this. Will you worry about it
Sam's
later?
half asleep, dragging this body, detecting magic, rubbing her eyes, throwing loot into the bags like.
And then I go back and stop. And I was like, where did Seven go?
Over there with the other individuals that are sleeping, away from the noisy people.
And then grabs bedroll, goes over with Seven, plops down, goes back to sleep, using Seven as a pillow.
Estella walks over to the body and burns it.
No, it's already been burned.
No, the other body.
Ah,
I was told not to.
Burning the second one now.
okay. Ash goes over back.
Sam now has a nice pillow called Seven.
Ash goes sits down next to the other guy, then just
Like,
utters to himself, "Man, I wonder if the six ever had to deal with this stuff."
What? Six? There's more than six of us, man. Also,
No.
I've just lost two people part of my group. Oh my god, I'm next.
She kind of just walks over at him.
The guy just realized, it's like, oh shit, I'm the only one alive.
Ash just looks over at Estella. You can go back to sleep, Estella. I mean,
No!
The guy just picks up his crossbow and starts loading it. Oh, and not taking me without a fight.
Oh no, I am not. No.
He
like
just
this
starts looking around like, whatever's coming.
I like this
How
guy.
far away is this going on, Michael?
Apparently, they are pretty much just arguing over matters.
Ash
Sam's
Sam's
is
going
calling
back
him
to
a
sleep.
fool.
It's not her
Yes,
watch. She
but-
doesn't have to deal with it.
How close are the arguing people to the sleeping people?
It's more.
You are 15 feet away.
Oh,
So,
that's good.
It's
so you're a little bit away with, as long as they don't start yelling at the top of their lungs, they're not going to wake you up. Otherwise, it's just a little bit of background noise, which you can sleep.
the best way that I imagine this type of arguing is like the whisper yelling. It's like, no, you can't do this. I did not do shit.
Yeah, exactly. Ash is trying to come
The
to
boss
and
will just get up and walk away and start doing a patrol of the surrounding area.
Ash just tell, look, I was talking about the six from look, dude. I was trying to talk about the six from Shadow. They're legendary. They're a legendary group of heroes. The six heroes. You never heard of them before?
And you
no,
see
I
Estella.
don't see them here protecting us.
They're still. Because they're
I want this guy to
long dead.
live just because he's hilarious.
Because they're long
Estella-
dead.
What
Stella's
the
going
hell
like
are
that.
people on a watch, sitting around talking like a bunch of women when they're supposed to keep the entire group alive?
'Cause they're
Well,
trying to-
George, luckily for Watch 3, it consists of George and the boss. So the two of them are on patrol. The other three are just like arguing.
So after like. So after
Fine.
Ash brings up the name of the seven, she's like, nope, and goes on patrol.
7, 6. It's 6.
Six. Roll call.
You don't seem to like the 6, do you?
More like she doesn't
Surely.
want to hear about you telling it over and over and over and over and over.
And before
But then again, I'm asleep, so I can't say that.
exactly. Okay, once it's calmed down, I'm gonna do a
Watch
spot
3
check
goes long. I need spot checks for those on watch.
and listen, of course, because you never know.
You can't hear it.
Oh damn.
The listen check would auto fail. That's why I'm not going to ask for one.
Oh.
I know exactly why it'll auto fail, which is so funny. Can't hear something that doesn't make footsteps.
Damn it. I was doing so well.
Sure. And I'm going to give it penalties because it's getting cocky.
Probably still makes a check.
Oh, got sloppy. Also, I rolled really crappy.
Well, yay! Does that mean we get to see it finally?
You get to see something, all right.
It just means
I
George
don't know
gets
if
to
it
finally
counts as
kill something.
hilarious or it's terrifying.
Is it George or is it Chris?
You guys are on watch, and you're basically Stella and Ash are keeping an eye out as the boss, and George are doing outside perimeter as you guys are doing interior, and the guy with the crossbow sitting there. And next thing, you basically hear some muttering. You then turn to him, and you see him flip the crossbow around and pull the trigger, and the arrow go right through his skull, and he falls
His-
over. Basically,
Oh,
imagine a shotgun. He just pulled the trigger.
Oh,
himself.
hell nah. Hell nah.
Now I'm understanding what's going on.
He just ate that bolt.
He killed himself. They all killed themselves. Ash just goes over and then starts. Okay. Ash first, he says, "You wake up, Sam. I'll wake up all of them."
He just sitting there meditating, just turns his head, opens his eyes. Yes, child.
The guy killed himself.
How unfortunate. The stress must have gotten to him.
I don't know if it's a stress or I don't know. I feel like I told you to wake up, Sam.
What do you want of me?
Lady,
Do
Sam,
you need comfort? Do you have a
I mean-
question?
what are we supposed to do? We saw something, so maybe they were all killing themselves all along.
Sam, hun.
Do you have the desire to kill yourself?
No.
Then
Another
you may be
creature,
fine.
another fool made a death sentence.
What?
Do you not smell the body?
Ash just goes over. We got another
No.
dead one.
Smell
I
burnt
need
thing.
a spot check from Estella.
Oh,
And Ash is on the other side talking to Allum. Basically, you could say
Damn
back to him.
In other words,
Stella's
Shake, put your character
talking
back.
to Sam, looking back dead body, looking over there. Everything's fine.
What?
You don't see what happened. You'll notice it later.
Oh no. No.
So,
Yes.
you're telling me there's a number 3 now?
George comes right back. Oh wow, that guy totally offed himself.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
Or someone killed him with his own weapon.
Oh, Sam
Hey,
just
by
then.
the way, what'd you do with the crossbow? And his bolts?
Estella looks back at
Give it
Mr.
back
Black.
quickly.
Sam's just gonna get up, walk over to the body, detect magic.
It's like what's valuable on him.
Well, if they're gonna burn the body, I'm not gonna let them burn the magical goods which we could use to keep us alive.
The bolt will radiate some faint magic, but obviously spent upon use.
That was a
And as for the rest of his equipment, he has looks like 1 potion and 1 antitoxin and 3 holy waters on him. None of which guild related.
Okay, I'm back.
I will take
waste.
the holy
What are
water.
which of what?
1 potion, 1 antitoxin, 3 holy waters.
No, I mean it was on the guild stuff. What?
None of the guild stuff. It's
Okay.
not guild related items, much like the previous mercenary. I didn't state that it was guild, but also I didn't state that it was not non-guild.
So is
But yeah,
the
all
other
their stuff
was
is non-guild.
they're both non-guild?
Both non-guilded items.
Okay. Sam will go through the stuff. Hand Estella the holy water. Here, maybe this will soothe your nerves. Sam is half asleep. It's just like,
He'll start
fuck.
bathing in it.
Here, take
Someone's
this.
going to look over at Ninja Guy again.
And then just slowly drag the body over and pile it next to the other one.
He just turns his head and meets your gaze underneath his helmet.
And they're going to be in a stare off because Seven's not turning his attention away until they do.
He just looks at you. Just keeps
Estella
staring.
burns the body, and then turns to her constant watch.
I
Body
go
burnt,
back to my 7 pillow.
Body burnt. Body
Yeah.
burnt.
Yes, the body was burnt.
Seven is still having a stare off at this point.
Sam gets comfortable using 7 as pillow, and then goes back to sleep.
As you go to burn the other body, the individual will break its gaze with 7, walk over to the body, draw its sword next to Estella, and bring the sword down on top of the body's leg, and chop off one of the legs, and then bring the sword down and chop off an arm. Sheathe the sword, pick up the 2 body parts, and proceed over to set 5 feet away from 7. And put the leg out 5
Back,
feet
sorry about
from him, basically just a few feet away from 7. Take the arm and put it up to its mouth, and you start hearing munching sound. You hear basically in between the munching, when in the land of the dead, do as the dog.
Seven's just going to reach his mouth over and eat on what he was given.
Estella just kind of just gestures at Seven and then at
Sam's
the
already
man.
asleep.
Who are like 5 feet away from each other and both gnawing down on a guy that just offed himself, and now they're eating parts of him.
And Sam is asleep, so doesn't know it.
Just she's just having a mental panic attack.
George is just like, huh, not my first go-to. Then again, eating some of those vegetable rations, meat may be a better option. Huh. George just sits down and just goes to bed. Then he stops for a moment, pulls out 2 daggers, and just crosses his arms with the daggers in hand, drawn. Boss will just sit down and then lay down.
So I was like, who? I don't know who's supposed to be on watch next, but
It's gonna be 4th watch, so
Oh.
you should be on watch now.
oh no, you didn't say the watch was over. You just said that was during the third watch.
Yeah, this is basically the 3rd watch is coming to an end, and this crap just happened. So 3rd watch is finishing up. 4th watch's turn probably by now if you're keeping track of time.
Ash is so like, oh my god, so much dead people. We need to get we still don't know what's killing them all, or what's causing them to die.
When Sam got woken up due to the bullshit, nobody told her what time it was or anything like that, so she doesn't know it's time for the next watch.
Yeah, Ash
Unless
does say,
somebody
"So-
informs her, she gonna stay sleeping.
Archer will get up, will stand up, and pretty much just position himself near the campfire in the center of the camp, and just sort of like occasionally look over his shoulder or turn around, just survey the group and the outside area from the center point.
Stella's just gonna walk over to
Tom's been oblivious of the whole incident. He just sort of looks up and sees like a second fire going, huh, maybe they need more light, and just goes back to his work.
So
I
is
realize
it-
that 3 people have been killed.
Does
Okay.
anybody wake up Sam?
Stella's going to shake Sam. Yo, your watch is happening.
sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Valley keeps distracting me. I'm sorry."
It's fine.
And then Sam gets up,
Yeah, Ash does tell you
shakes
that
her
he's
head,
telling you.
and then Michael.
There's a 3rd person being burned.
Oh, okay, so somebody did that. What Sam's gonna do is she's going
God damn it,
since class ability, detect magic at will, no limit. I am going to be using detect magic the entire fucking watch. Position myself in the center of the group so I can keep a constant sweep over the entire party.
We'll just look at you. So, will that assist you in this endeavor? You seem quite disturbed.
Well,
I don't. Wait, who?
Looking at Sam as you're detecting magic.
Well, I don't know what's causing this. If it's something magical, maybe I'll be able to notice. If it's not, it doesn't hurt.
You may want to say some words to Estella. I'm afraid she's going to wind up like Rachel.
I'm fine. I'm paranoid, but I'm fine.
Well, paranoid's a good way to stay alive.
Exhibit A.
What's Exhibit A?
Your statement, my dear.
Oh.
Michael, just as a note, Seven is going to be staying up with the 4th shift as well because he wants to eat his dinner. Or technically breakfast.
You're eating your breakfast. The guy basically finishes most of the meat off the arm and offers you the finger meat and the bone with a little bit of flesh still on it from the individual as he basically wipes his bloody face, lifting up the helmet just a little bit and lowering it back down. And goes to lean over, carefully stretching out to hand it to Seven.
Seven would have been watching him while eating, but he will accept the finger meat because food.
As you bite down on the hand to take it from him, he grips it tightly, sort of like pulling you over a little bit, leans over to you and goes, "Where's my sword, dog?" And with point his head will spin 360 around, and you'll hear the bone snap and the body will fall over.
And at that point, Seven is going to stand up and in his little secret language yell, "Ghost!"
And looking over there with detect magic.
Oh, you detect faint trace of magic as it starts to fade from the ghost, basically leaving the guy's body after snapping his neck. As the guy's laying face down, his head's backwards.
Huh.
It's still loot the body, Sam.
So Seven had a nightly meal with a dead man.
Soon to be dead man.
Dead Carnet.
Okay.
But I'm not messing with the body at the moment. I'm just keeping watch.
Now I am back for good.
Estelle is going to take all the decent looking loot and then just puts it in bag of holding.
However, I will say this: when Seven finished his delicious finger meat, he would have told, obviously, that the guy wanted his sword.
Finders keepers, loser weepers.
Well, I mean, technically, if he kills off the party, then that just means we have more food.
That's cold.
I'm not sure that's how that actually works.
Estella takes all the nice stuff and then drags the body over to the pile of burning bodies and then burns that one too.
All right. At this point, those that are awake, I need initial rolls from you.
Ash wouldn't have gone back to sleep by then.
As appropriate, I get a low inish.
Just nope, 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 nope,
Hey,
nope,
that's pretty good.
nope, nope, nope.
Ah, bollocks.
And then let's actually position some people on the map where they would most likely be.
Where's my sword?
And then snap as his head spins around 360. Enjoy.
I have every right to be paranoid now.
Why? Because you're getting stalked by a ghost who's slowly brutalizing and murdering everybody around you? Oh, I see
Listen.
your point.
Estella doesn't mind stalkers. She does mind when the stalker is terrorizing her party.
The reason she doesn't mind stalkers is because Estella has been the stalker.
Yes.
Now she's getting stalked. The tables have turned.
Honestly, I think at some point she's gonna like, okay, Bill, honey, you're gonna meet my sister. Runs off into like the nearest by like rock or something, and changes form.
All right, and since he
And
killed
switches
4
to
people
Psycho
with the
Bitch?
intention of turning them into undead, you have 4 shadows to deal with.
Wait,
Fuck.
fuck.
You destroyed their bodies so they can't become corporal undead, so they're incorporeal.
Does that mean we're gonna have to start dousing them in holy water too?
Wouldn't hurt. Uh, also, with his
Great.
his level of corruption, yeah, they definitely will rise up.
Oh my god. Oh,
Oh, natural 20 for them.
Fucking hell.
Oh.
great. Yes.
Well,
He makes undead and he makes them well.
Um. Please tell me I'm not going insane.
Well, we got trouble.
Oh, what's the worst that could oh, right. Don't do that thing. All right.
Michael, stop bringing out Niall right now.
All right, and we'll just roll for everyone else under the sun who may or may not be awake. 12. That's pretty average. All right. Shadows go first. Oh, and just so you guys aren't incredibly bored, because I know that you guys like having other things on top of things happen.
Chain reaction
We're-
bullshit?
Yeah, because lots of dead body, lots of blood, lots of burning rotted carcasses. So guess what you draw to these area?
The rats.
Zombies.
More
Carcass
undead.
eaters.
Oh, the little puppers.
The ugly rat dog terrier things.
Anyway,
Which a little group of them will basically burst out of the ground over there, be sniffing around, and look at you guys also. Because you got friends.
oh,
And they have a 21 on. Holy crap. Okay.
Well,
why? Are we fucked?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they got rid of their high rolls for tonight.
That would be a plus, yeah.
that's the hope.
So Shadows up first, as they basically look like shadowy versions of the dead mercenaries without equipment. And we'll go flying over and attack Tom. Be like, huh? What? And strike. Alrighty. And since undead can take strength damage, they could actually kill Tom. As creepy as that is.
But the only news is he cannot be raised as a shadow because he's already undead.
It's already an undead, although spawning rights do work, so it raises all kinds of weird questions. I think it only works on living creatures, so yeah. They would just incapacitate it.
I believe it says living creature is reduced to 0 by this.
Creature reduced to 0 by a shadow dies. This effect is negative energy, so yeah, really wouldn't affect him. Any humanoid reduced, which he's not a humanoid, he's an undead. So yeah, he's immune. He'll just basically just be laying there. Rolls an attack against him, fails.
Nope.
Other one will move over to Rachel, and will attack. That will hit. She'll take 3 points of strength damage. Poor girl hasn't had enough trauma.
Get up, get up, get up.
That will wake her up, all right.
Wake
Other
up
one-
screaming.
Other one will move up to sleeping dwarf character and hit.
Oh.
Take 4 points of strength.
Yep, that's definitely a wake up screaming.
Ah, what the hell? And other one will go past you and go over to the archer and attack him.
And y'all said my paranoia wasn't justified.
Sleeping. And
Oh, I never
4
said
points.
it wasn't justified.
No, but it made the encounter a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, you knew who was guilty all along, and it still happened.
I thought they were going to take care of it. I guess not.
The next,
no, because
carcass
he actually
eaters.
wasn't doing anything himself.
Moving over, moving over, moving over, moving over,
Job done. It's
and going at Bill.
Oh, fuck no.
I know what Estella's doing.
And attacking sorcerer, seeing as he's awake for his shift. Yay, they miss him by 2 and 1 point. So huzzah. Luckily, oh wait, he was in group 5 to reset spells. Well shit, he's sleeping, he just got bit. He's
Michael, it wouldn't matter. Wouldn't it count as flat-footed?
Yeah, either way, yeah, he's host, so it's like, yep, doesn't matter.
Yeah, everybody's got
D4
effective
minus
AC
1,
10
D4 minus 1.
plus any kind of deflection shit.
1. And he doesn't take that much, thankfully. Just a little bit. Other ones will go over. And nom nom. Oh, gets bit. And 4 damage. And last one will circle up to Bill, basically climb up on top of him. As next round, it's basically just going to tear out his throat and coup de grace him. It's like that slow walking up, drooling, getting up in his face kind of thing.
It's like, you look tasty.
Their ones just quickly pounce their targets. Ash, it's your turn and you are awake. What do's?
Let's see.
Shadow, shadow, and shadow.
Help.
Damn, somebody's
Let's
gassy.
see. Help Tom or help Bill out?
It's up
I'll
to
help
you.
Bill out. And I'm attacking, and this time I'm actually going to be using my new ability.
Going around to attack it. It is a living creature, so all your goodies can go off.
Yes, it will.
Like it's
Oh,
strike,
crap.
like it
And
attack.
remember what the psionic charge, the damage of psionic charge is again.
D8.
Yeah, 1d8. So let's see.
Maybe to 2d8s now for you guys. But
No, I don't think that ticks to level 7 or 8.
oh, so sad. Maybe true.
It's like every 4 levels, and he picks it up at 4th level.
Okay, so just a d8. And then the other thing is 2d6 as you're
Yeah, still
declaring.
1d8. But I also get 2d6, so yay me.
So swing your sword at the rat to blast it with everything under the sun. Poor thing doesn't have that much life.
But it's not undead's evil undead, so you don't get the other
Oh!
bonus.
Ah, god damn it. I think that
I have-
missed.
I have
That
20 feet
misses.
bombs now. Awesome.
And that basically means I.
You don't lose the psionic strike because you didn't hit your target, because that's how it works for mind blades, if I recall.
Correct, you
Although
keep the
do
D8
lose-
bonus.
But you do lose the other one because you blew your sonic focus to activate and you swung.
Yeah.
them.
I
So
thought
you
it
still
was
got the
psionic.
D8 charged
But it also means your movement speed is reduced to normal.
back to
I
30.
might. I don't. I'm still level 5. I'm still a level 5 soul knife. I have leveled up fighters. And I'm in my prestige class too. So that's the end of my turn. That's all I can do.
Okie So you didn't get the other ability. Okay. Olim's turn. Moves over, looks at the shadow, looks at Tom. May I? Please? And punches a hole right through it, and it dissipates.
I love how polite they both are. May I? Please.
Seven's turn.
Let's see. A group D guy. A group D guy. Let's go, Waddle. Waddle.
They're called corp
Carcass eaters,
carcass eaters.
because that's what they mostly do. Is they scavenge battlefields or other areas of high corpses and eat on them. So basically, imagine like a vulture if it was some ugly rat dog combo.
Not that ugly.
It eats the dead.
I mean, bears will eat carcasses.
Most animals will to some extent. Biding away, above 50 will hit. Got the flank with the guy who's actually awake, so
And then, hold on, I
Ooh.
need to reread what a heavy blubber does. Really quick, because it's new.
poofles.
Okay, that would be 14 because of the +2 damage when flanking due to the amulet of teamwork.
Nice.
hmm
Sharing is caring. You share the damage on them.
And maybe I should choose that as my next feat. I'm not paranoid.
Oh, what do I want to do? What do I
No,
wanna do?
no, no. Who said that?
God,
Next up, Estella.
dear Calypso, please save my soul. Anyway,
More like save Bill.
don't give a damn. Oh yeah. Choking up on the longsword,
Two
mind
that's
blade. If I find the stupid thing,
1.5 on the damage, plus the mine thingy.
oh yeah.
If you hit,
Swear to God, if I don't hit, I'm gonna be pissed.
that's a hit, and you deal an extra d8
And your sneak attack damage.
Yay!
and sneak attack, which only has 7 life, so it will go to unconscious status, but I'm pretty sure all the mind and sneaking will probably put it into the grave. So d8 and
I'll just roll
1
the
or 2
psychic charge,
d6s.
just with.
Why don't you just
shits and
do
giggles.
the sneak attack since that one's auto and free? Versus
He,
the other one you have to burn a charge.
it automatically happens whenever she hits a living target.
True.
She can't choose. She can choose not to sneak attack, but she can't choose to not have the psychic go off.
Well, if you've activated the ability, yeah, it just goes off.
Which every morning they just charge it, and it won't be set off unless they hit a living target, which
Yeah.
they did.
Die, you son of a bitch.
So dead. Sam's turn.
Oh.
Do I want to do this? Okay, I have to ask the DM a question because I don't know the answer to this one. Drawing an item from a bag of holding is a move action, but
It draws
the
from a
rules
stack
also
of
state
odds.
that if you have a +1 base attack or higher, you can draw a weapon while moving.
It's assumed on a sheaf, not from a retrieved slot.
That's okay. So it's a move action regardless.
Correct. You're retrieving an item versus drawing a weapon.
Okay.
So you're not drawing from a sheath, you're rummaging through a bag, which, yes, the bag of holding does manifest it to the top for you to retrieve pretty much, but it's retrieving an item, so it's move.
That's why I wanted to ask, because it's like it becomes a little vague, but I want clarification.
Even
Also,
if
it's
it was a
never come up
weapon from
before.
the bag, it's retrieving a stored item.
Yeah.
True, Estella. He's going to get a little bit of a start.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
it's about time Sam's had a little bit of enough of this. Michael, I'm moving to here, and well, before I move, I pull out the greatsword. Then I move over to there.
Oh.
Actually, there.
I'm gonna make another wisdom check to see if I remember what that thing is.
There we go. 30 feet now, flanking on the target.
A little bit of a beat up magical greatsword that can, if other than the magic words, can deal cold damage.
Which
Which,
yes, I am
you've
doing.
got identify for free, so yeah, you know what the words are.
It's like,
You
which
just have to do the
yes, I'm
standard action
doing.
to turn it on.
I know what the
Which-
on switch is.
Yeah, you know your eyes are bright, and Bill's right there staring at the dead critter. And creature will attack. Oh, that dwarf's
Oh,
gonna get
God.
effed up probably.
Oh,
Jesus.
shit.
Oh,
Oh my
no.
God.
Can you die from strength damage as auto death?
It's
It's an
that's a
attack
ro-
roll.
one roll.
Oh.
Okay, so just a crit.
just a confirmed crit. Ooh.
All right. So
Poor Rachel.
Like little dwarf guy up here that was about to just get like one shotted through strength damage.
yeah. Now I have a question. For the crit card, does this count as would this count as magical?
It's a natural attack because it's a touch attack. It's their natural attack.
But the damage type.
It's strength damage, so it's
I mean, the card only gives me the options of bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, or magic.
I guess we'd have to go with magic then, since it's not natural damage. It doesn't deal any of those.
This is
Either
actually kind of
A, doesn't
hilarious because this
apply.
is some Ghostbusters shit.
Oh
Gotta get-
God.
It's called Arcane Goo. Normal damage and
Ugh.
target is entangled.
Ugh.
it gets ectoplasmed.
So he's
It's
asleep
slimy.
and now he's gonna wake up with a bunch of goo on his body.
Oh, he's awake. He just lay on the ground, just got up on his turn, and now he's got this crap happening to him.
Yeah, so it's a DC 20 strength check or escape artist check to get free of the entangling goop.
Oof.
And then he still takes double strength. Oh.
Actually,
No, it's
it
only
was just
normal damage, so it's only
yeah,
the
normal
times
damage.
one.
Oh. Thank God. That's very good. He's only missing 10 strength right now.
Instead of the 11, which might have dropped him.
He's I'll just say he's got in the 12-ish range. Which honestly, he's back on the ground again because he can't handle his armor and equipment.
And he's got a DC 20 strength or escape artist to get the fuck out. So yeah, he's
For roleplay purposes, he's back on it, basically on one knee. He's basically in a heavy load, which just reduces his AC and everything.
yeah. So he's gooped and
God.
Has penalties.
lots of penalties.
Yeah, be right back quickly.
Shadow goes to attack. Rachel stops and moves over and attacks the other individual.
Doesn't provoke attack of op from Rachel.
5-foot step. She's just awake.
Uh,
And hit. She doesn't have a weapon in hand.
I keep wishing.
She just woke up. She hasn't grabbed her equipment yet. And will take 5 points of strength damage.
And this is why Stella is now going to start sleeping with a longsword on her chest.
There's a reason Chris and George did that shit. I switch
Yeah.
weapons depending on the threat.
And Carcass Eater's turn. Oh,
Ooh.
confirmed on little NPC down here.
Piercing, slashing, bludgeoning.
It's a bite attack.
I know it technically counts as all three, but you have to pick one.
Let's say piercing, because they are small size.
Well, it's Squeaky's most hated effect.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Punctured lung.
We were just talking about that before the game.
You were?
Oh,
Honestly,
that is
Bone Gnasher is more
horrible.
entertaining. Normal damage in either 1d3 dex damage, speed is halved if you target the leg, or d3 strength damage if you target the arm. Limb is useless until healed.
Is it double damage or
It is
regular
double damage.
I will have to point out, guys, at least it wasn't one of us.
This is true. But I don't think he's going to live either way. Because the other one
And-
also got a hit on him.
That's that. And then moving on to
You will be remembered, Sir No Name.
miss. As a full attack, although got the punctured lung, so what does that do for them?
They get no benefits. Target is considered drowning for the next 3 rounds.
Missing 10 life and basically drowning. So, basically suffocating. All right. Let the fun begin. We'll just throw a little dab of water in the corner to represent that horror. And up to the tops with Aaron. As this is just getting pretty horrifying. And quickly.
Well,
2 hits.
This is essentially a horror movie setting.
Okay, I'm back.
Pretty much. And going down a little bit lower in life, not enjoying himself. He is up, and now he's just trying to get the hell out of Dodge on his turn. And that will finish that. It is
My turn.
Ash's turn.
Going over here and gonna strike this beastie. Hopefully.
You can maybe do it. Yes, and 18 will definitely put it in the grave with, of course, that ability going off. And squeak, and its head's on the ground off her, although it looks like it bit down pretty tight on her throat, and yeah, everyone's chewing on her side. That's pretty deep in the chest.
Eh,
Alum's turn. 10-foot step. And punt. Not a one. Drop.
Holm is essentially almost a One Punch Man style. And punch!
Now they have 15 AC,
I
so a lot of
punch the
you can
initiative.
pretty much make that. Rachel stands up, grabs her weapon, and backs up 5 feet and just starts looking around.
Hi, welcome to hell.
And
Do you have a
Seven's turn.
reservation?
Oh, don't forget the complimentary fruit baskets.
Oh, they discontinued those.
With
Then
this
what are we
doggy.
supposed to give out to the guests? Happy toys?
Complimentary vegetable baskets.
Oof.
That is the worst gift
Ah.
ever.
I was thinking more of fruit baskets with prunes.
No, because some people like prunes.
Those
Those
people are
men.
weird.
Old people like
Yeah. What's your point?
Stella, you're gonna wind up in the same room or adjacent room to Rachel.
Probably.
All right, 7 gets there, hits, and definitely hits, and that will bring it down to done. Stella's turn.
Bill, I know you can handle yourself. Anyway, I'll be back.
What's with this? What's happening? What's with your eyes?
Don't worry about it.
So 45 would get you
There.
there. Yeah.
Double
Which
move.
is a double move.
Mm-hmm.
In position, weapon in hand. Sam's turn.
So I'm gonna smack
Wait,
it.
is it a double move?
40-foot
45.
movement.
Yeah, I have a. Oh,
You got 40-foot movement.
if that's the case, then I will just stay there and throw it.
Okay. 50-50 chance, followed up by Sam going for 50-50 chance. If you don't do it,
I need to
Sam
see
will.
Estella's roll first.
Mm-hmm. Do your attack, Estella. Can you hurl it? Oh, wow.
Hell.
What?
This is one heck of a crit night.
Critical threat, critical threat, critical threat. And I think it's
So,
gonna get
can you confirm
fucked.
it? 50-50 miss chance. They are ghost. So roll a D100, please.
Ah!
Right through it and
Oh!
lands in front of 7.
Oh,
And right through it.
by
So,
one.
blade thrown, lands in front of 7. Blade comes down through ghost, next to 7. Apparently, they can't do what you can do, 7.
And then I'm gonna 5-foot step.
They missed
And
by one.
Shadow's turn.
Estella gives a nod of like thank you to Sam.
Actually, I was doing it so 7 would have flanking.
Misses on its attack against the guy. Going for the other one. Ooh, that's a hit. And 3 more points of strength. So at least the dwarf didn't get hit, just the guy down below did.
Ladies
Which
and
reduced
gentlemen,
him by 8.
this is where we go and find the nearest cleric, which
Dwarf
is
is
luckily at base camp.
Back up 5 feet. This individual's going to back up 5 feet and pick up his weapon.
The dwarf can't.
Back
Oh
up
yeah,
5 feet.
entangled.
The dwarf's entangled.
Yep, he's stuck where he is.
He is gooped in place.
Break with strength check. 15 with the minuses of.
It's a DC 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Maybe if he had his strength, he would have gotten close at least.
It's alright, it's okay. Eventually, we'll get through this place.
How could
Carcass
this
eaters.
happen to him? How could this happen to me?
Very easily.
Got nowhere to run.
Wow. They all missed him. At least he's getting better at dodging. Go, Aaron, go. Go, Aaron, go. And Rachel has her sword. She will come over to here. Double moving. Gets that spot. Just looks like wide-eyed and shocked.
Don't just stand there, kill the thing.
You see floaty thing?
Just sort of nods as gripping the sword two-handed. Ash's turn.
Rachel.
Ash is gonna go up here to help Aaron out.
Rachel's just staring at Ash, staring at Sam, just nodding head and breathing heavily.
I'm gonna need you to stand guard over him as Sam points to the dwarf. Or at least help him get out of that.
At least I got a confirmed fumble.
And this is why we tank Franks in it.
7 plus your to hit is
17.
they have 15 AC. You do not fumble. You just miss. So goody gumdrops.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn though.
Let's see, because this person's now at 0 life because they are punctured lung. Alum will reach down, put a hand on the chest, and basically heal check to stabilize individual and get them out of the hole, going to drown in their own fluid. And
And
good.
this is why you don't play a healer as a small child.
Look at least it didn't happen to one of us.
And 7's turn.
You now have flanking. Fuck it up.
You have thinking.
I know what my 7 wants.
That's a hit. It has 6 life.
No, it's not.
Oh, but passes right through it. Stella's turn.
Throw it.
Of course.
Manifest. No problem throwing over ally, because yay, bonuses. Feats are good.
Fuck you royally.
14. Potential hit. But is it? Yes. Going for downtown or up close? I know you were measuring out to like that one.
Oh, that was me.
Okay.
Wait.
So up close it is then.
Yeah, I'm measuring
hold on,
distances to
hold
try
on.
to figure things out.
Since I got the new shiny toys, I want to see if I can use the shiny toys. Can I use the shiny toys?
You can throw it that far. You don't get the benefit of point blank with the +1 to hit and damage, but you can throw it with no negative further.
Yeah. I'm using my new shiny toy.
So using the benefits of the bracers, and you throw the sword, and it flies much further than normal. And that long sword is going over people's heads, and thwack. Hits it for 13, sticks in the creature for a while, and then will fade away.
Congratulations, you may
hell
have just pulled
yes.
aggro.
Rachel will look at Estella, just go, move!
She's gonna move.
And Sam's turn.
Oh yeah, he's done.
There you go.
He's done.
And
2 points of that is cold damage if it matters.
doesn't. It's all good damage to him. They don't have immunity to cold.
And
My
moving to
knowledge.
there.
Anyway, it's more enough to kill him, so no reason to double check move. And Shadow's turns. There's one left. It will look, and it will go up and do its attack thing again. Ooh, another hit. And oh god,
Oh, honey.
Max strength.
bad touch. -14 strength. It is.
Oh no.
Is he still functional?
He falls over.
Oh fuck.
We got another one.
Does
So
he
that
come
means-
as a flanking partner?
I gotta look it up now.
Does he count alive?
Reduced to 0 strength dies. A creature reduced to 0 strength by a shadow dies. He did. He just got widened eyes and fell over.
And his body just
And
disintegrates.
he will have a brand new friend in 3 rounds, as he's gonna get up as a shadow.
Oh, his body's gonna disintegrate. God damn it.
More shall rise.
Burn it with holy water.
Michael?
Won't stop the process unless you basically
Nope,
got
I don't know
spawn
shit.
screen or something. You don't know crap. He just got killed by strength damage. Apparently, it like sucked all of his life force out. Didn't know that could happen. He's probably dead, Jim.
I didn't know you could die outright from that. Huh.
Little more concerning now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, all the times that they attacked that, holy crap, I came close to getting killed.
Uh-huh. One hit on the mage.
Yeah. One hit, one damage. They're nickel and diming the poor guy. Ash's turn. Alum basically will just call it to you. This one's alive, child. I have saved her. Help the other.
I think she's AFK.
Sorry about that. I always played tech support. I'm attacking the thing. Full action. Full
Tell him tech
action.
support is closed on Thursdays and Mondays.
I
Call back
apparently
another
don't
time.
care. Unfortunately, my family don't care about that. So let's see. Full action attack.
You need you an apartment, dude.
Attack.
Ooh.
Wait, what? Something's wrong. That shouldn't be that low.
You rolled a 2, then a 4.
Oh my god. It's just the first two.
No, it's more of the fact of you rolled that shitty.
What the fuck?
Attacking the carcass. Miss and miss as it just hisses and jumps back and forth.
No, it's like, no, it's up. It's just that crappy roll.
And she's at -1, so ministering potion. 8. Yay. That's positive number. She's back on her feet. So yay, not everyone will die tonight.
Just one guy.
Just
Well,
half
plus
the
the other
NPCs.
4, so 5.
Just not our main crew.
Hey, at least the ghost changed its MO for just killing women.
That was a concern.
Sexist pig.
Maybe it's one of its other names was Jack.
Oh.
And let's see. NPCs.
Would explain the preference of dismemberment.
Oof.
Rachel will move over to behind Sam, and we'll roll an attack. 22 hit you?
Yeah.
Wait. Aw. Damn it.
And that's going to be 2 points of damage due to the low strength and just other crappiness.
I'm gonna cancel it.
And sword swing and denied.
Because I get that
At which
per
point-
day, so once I get my full rest, I get it back.
At which point, Rachel's eyes will look bloodshot and be staring at you going, "Where's my sword? Give me my sword."
We can discuss that if you stop trying to kill me.
Oh, he's back.
Sam just turns around.
7's turn.
7. We need her alive.
What you want and what 7 does. Not always the same.
Oh, I'm aware of that fact.
Michael, I'm going to actually be tumbling. Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
I
Another
think you
crit.
succeeded.
Question: is this the Night of the Living Dead?
On this island is always the Night of the Living Dead, 24/7.
Wait, can I submit that as my title?
Night of the Living Dead. Yes, you can submit
Yes.
that. Squeaky, where are you tumbling?
Makes
Like-
it, so.
Here?
Okay. We are going there. I was having to figure out which one.
I mean, Sam's request is non-lethal.
Yeah, but
Tried to kill Sam.
it tried to
And
kill Sam,
absolutely
and he's
failed to
kind of
even put
injured.
injury on Sam. It's like that hit and did absolutely nothing.
18 will hit Rachel's AC, and Rachel will take 11 points of damage.
Uh,
No.
hold on. Does she count as living?
Yes. And are you counting the flanking +2 bonus you get from the amulet?
You're gonna. God damn it.
So 28, is that adding the +2 from teamwork?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. 28 damage to Rachel as you basically slash back open and starts bleeding heavily. Just lets out a little bit of scream and just keeps hands clenched on sword, starts to bring it back up and looking at Sam. Stella's turn.
Time for you to go to sleep. Or go back to sleep, I should say.
From downtown. Yeah, Rachel wanted Estella to move so it could flank with the shadow and attack Sam.
So Rachel was possessed all along, or she got possessed, or
She
what?
got possessed after it killed the previous host by snapping its neck and then possessed her sleeping body, which unfortunately got attacked by the shadow because it's closest living target, so made the possessed target slightly weaker.
We works for us.
A body's a body. Poor traumatized girl's never going to wake up from that nap.
You sure about that?
She may be dead. She may never wake up from that nap.
Wait a
Downtown, that
minute.
You
does
know, I
hit.
have to check my equipment list.
I have to ask something.
Do you-
Do I get sneak attack along with my claws?
Huh?
If it opts for it, then
If you have a claw
yes.
attack,
At higher level, yes.
yeah,
Oh, I thought I would only get sneak attack on my bite.
no. I
Oh.
As
can't
long
do
as the
this.
circumstances call for it, like in surprise rounds where you only get one standard attack, you wouldn't be able to do your full attack against the enemy. But catching a target flat-footed, usually for a charge, you'd still yet again only get one attack, so one sneak attack. But with flanking, and you get a full attack, sneak attack says, I believe under Rogue, that as long as you fall under circumstance, you can sneak attack. It doesn't say you can only sneak attack once per round. So you could, when you're flanking with that, get full attack and get 3 sneak attacks potentially later on. With the teamwork amulet, of course, adding +2 to all 3 attacks also. Yeah, you can get a lot lethal if the rogue's given the chance to do so.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sam's turn. Most rogues just don't get the opportunity or don't live long enough to do so.
Woman is still standing.
Still standing. Apparently, Seven took one hell of a bite out of her backside, and there's a lot of blood hitting the floor, but still standing. Doesn't look all that good, honestly.
Okay. I just realized I've been level 6 this whole time. I have a second attack and I've never been using it.
Ah, shame on you.
Yeah.
Some people have reached that point.
So I'm turning off the frost ability for now.
That's a standard action to do so.
Is it?
It is.
Oh.
It's command word based to shut it off, so that's standard action.
Alright. Well,
I know, I hate that fact. It should be not. It is.
doing a chain of attacks. Oh, I gotta cancel this because I'm also triggering tower. So, flanking, yes. Power attack, no. Bonus, -1.
-1 from tower, but other
Oh, you
benefits.
piece of shit.
20 damage.
Hold on. It can't. It defaults to only one attack, so I had to process the second one. Okay, so this is non-lethal, just so you know. So it's additional -4 off the attack. So
Hits. Although second
21,
attack will fail.
21 to hit, and of that 20 damage, 16 non-lethal and 4 cold.
Cold. Uh, will be unconscious as drops and weapon falls off hand.
Next question. If the first attack drops, does Ghost appear?
If body goes down, ghost is revealed. So ghost is standing in the square with basically its somewhat severed limbs and neck slit, basically floating there with its dismembered parts, staring at you
So the next question is,
with
would
no
that
mouth and eyes.
17 hit him? Because the first attack dropped her.
Looking at ghost.
Also, doesn't the teamwork amulet give bonus to the other person who's doing the flanking as well?
I'm pretty sure it
Because I think
does.
the bonus is both ways.
I'll add 2 for now to it. It would potentially hit.
I think that's a confirmed hit.
That is a confirmed hit.
So 13 damage to Ghostface. Plus I think the 2 from Teamwork Amulet. Squeaky, what's the page number for that?
I am looking it up right now.
I was gonna say I have the book open.
It's under A's. Amulet Teamwork, page 70. Amulet allows you to work well, more efficiently with other teammates. When using successful aid and other skill, increases the
It
bonuses.
says you
when
and
fall.
allies.
You and allies gain
All
plus 2
allies
bonus to
flanking.
damage rolls. So yeah, he takes 15, not 13.
Okie dokie.
Ha! Eat it, sucker.
Okie dokie. Shadow's turn. That guy's dropped and dead, so comes up behind you. 22 to hit you.
Fuck yes. It has to hit a
Can't get
14.
break.
Oh, look at
There you
that.
go. There's a break for you. 1 strength. It's like you just can't win. It's like, oh wait, there you go.
Well, at least the next day I'll get that 1 point back.
Natural 20. Critical fail.
On who? Aaron or me?
Aaron. And then 4 to hit you. Fails. And then claws. Wow. Critical fail. Actual
Confirmed.
confirmed critical fail. Other claw failed. And then against you with claw. And you with claw.
Wow. So
Yeah.
well, let's. So natural weapon for him.
So he gets the bite hit. The claw hit with the fail is Winds of Change. You threaten no squares for the next 1d6 rounds.
Oh. Ouch.
Which means you cannot grant the bonus of flanking to anybody because you don't count as threatening.
Just not that intimidating, right?
Mm-mm. I mean, the bite was, but the rest of it, not so much.
Okay, so he
Ash's
bit.
turn.
So he bit me. Then is what you're saying. Okay.
It happened to Aaron.
No, that was Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Honey
Yep.
child.
Unless a 16 hits you,
Nah.
which does, so that's a claw for. Make sure I'm looking at that right.
D4 minus 1, isn't it?
That's their bite. The
Yeah, so I
claw
take-
is actually less. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll take the
1d.
30.
Well, actually, it's 1 point period because 1d2 minus 1. So take 1 damage from the claw.
So I take 2 damage. Okay, now I'm gonna attack with my sword. Hopefully it'll hit this time. Come on.
Eh,
You don't say.
Thing.
What is with my rolls tonight? Oh wait, a 17 does hit.
Does hit, and 14 damage will deal more than the 7 life it has.
It's
so
because you're
gone.
also power attacking, dude.
Yeah, but I always hit high with my tower attack either way.
But you
I
haven't
have
been doing
15
full
AC,
attacks.
So,
So what you're saying is that when you get high, you feel low.
oh.
That is a
No, when he
That
gets
was
high,
up.
he hits a new low.
so. I doubt if anybody else got that reference, but it's a jazz jazz song.
Unfortunately, I do not listen to much jazz.
Yeah. I'll curl up in my corner.
Hey, I don't have anything against jazz. I just don't usually listen to it.
That's fine.
Be back. I gotta step away for 1 second. But it's Seven's turns next.
I think. Oh.
Oh, unfortunately, that'll miss.
Oof. It's the ghost again.
Silly squeaker.
I don't mean to do bad things. Unless I mean to do bad things, which is totally my fault.
I will
That
not
sounds like-
deny that it's
that
absolutely
sounds like you.
positively my fault.
Hey, at least I'm not the one killing people.
What you talking about?
Nothing.
I ain't killed anybody yet.
No,
Well,
but I did.
It's like,
true.
you say that, but then you're like, well...
Yeah, it's like, not today. What's wrong? Why are your eyes black? Don't worry about it. Anyway,
Pretty soon, Estella's gonna reach Ultra Instinct. I mean, that's how it works, right?
ultimate instinct. What?
Ultra Instinct.
Huh?
Dragon, you know what? Oh, you don't watch
Oh.
Dragon Ball, do you?
No, I watched it a little bit, but it was very a little bit.
Like, because the Dragon Ball Super, that's like the ultimate form any one person can achieve, like Ultra Instinct. But it's almost impossible to achieve.
Would it be brain work ultimate Izzy?
Eh. That was a bad one. That doesn't even work or make much
I
sense.
know. I haven't slept. I stayed up until like 4 last night. It was fun. I die.
Okay, I'm back. I had to kill a giant cockroach for dinner.
Ew.
Oh, I didn't hear gunfire, so there's no holes in walls or floors.
No, just the ones that are normally
That's
there.
how I would kill it.
Okay, so Seven's turn. I imagine attacking Ghost standing over Rachel.
And yeah, and then she failed on the mischance.
Yeah, unfortunately. Next to Stella's turn.
Is that ghosty fartsy?
Actual dismembered, gross-looking, cursed dead guy is standing in Rachel Square. That's just the shadow that walked up and basically stuck a hand through Sam's back.
Oi! Don't mess around with Seven's toy.
Excuse me?
I'm back. That is like the worst thing to come back to.
Dang it.
And right through it, as you toss it over Sam's head, and
Tried.
goes right through its
It's
head.
just got this look of, what? No?
Sam's turn, and Ghost just reaching out, its like severed hands floating there. Sword.
If you stop attacking, we can discuss this. You keep trying to fight, and I'll chop you up with your own sword.
I want what is mine.
Like I said, we can talk if you will stop for a moment.
Give me the sword, woman.
Will you stop coming after us?
It belongs to me.
Answer the question. I'll give it back to you if you'll stop coming after us.
It just starts screaming at you with no teeth, lips, or eyes, and with its severed head floating just slightly above its body.
See, this is why we can't have nice things.
And Sam's just like, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to give you options. You're not listening. And you quit your shit. is putting the point into tower.
Turn around and taking out the shadow.
Uh-huh. No, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm gonna stop rolling the
Ouch.
full attack because that's just horrible.
The 13 will hit, so the secondary has a chance. 50-50 odds.
Hits,
There you go.
11
Hit.
damage, assuming the
And
cold
that will
effects.
dissipate it.
I helped.
Thank
Let's
you.
see. So
Now Sam
he-
turns back around. Now, we can talk, or we can fight.
That's not what I need. I need one of the others. And from the dead rises another. And it will turn and attack Walter. Walter's like, huh.
Huh. Well, this is not appreciated.
Natural 20.
Oh, shit.
Good job,
5.
Wally.
Okay, just a hit.
6 damage.
Oh, bad hit.
Walter feels that in his bones.
Oof.
His 13 strength does not like that.
His 13 strength got halved.
His bow
Ouchie.
got a lot heavier, man.
He doesn't have a composite weapon, does he?
Nope.
Oof.
Not yet.
That would have hurt him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That still messes him up quite a lot. Carcass Eater still got one left and rolling attacks. Oh my god.
Is it
this
gonna keep fighting? Is it gonna run away?
gonna keep fighting and actually get one hit on.
For
Which-
1 damage.
1 point of damage from a claw.
Is that the thing's actual health?
No, it should be higher. I did a copy of an injured one, sorry. There we are.
That's fine.
Thank you. Alright. Done there, so Ash's turn.
Ash is gonna go over here and try to finish this thing off. Yeah, I seem to hit harder whenever I hit better when I'm swinging it, which when I'm just doing a single attack. The other attack sucks.
It's glitched tonight.
I think I killed it, Michael.
Oof. One would have to agree.
Does Walter have any melee weapons?
I
No.
think you guys gave him or offered him a short sword and he declined.
That's the end of my turn.
Oh.
Probably doesn't have weapon
Um,
finesse either.
Well,
He's just got lots and lots of arrows, that's it. And holy water. And acid flask.
well,
Throw holy
gonna
water
s-
at it? Not the flask, but the holy water itself?
Alan's turn, gonna come walking back over to the boss. And Seven's turn.
Nom
Jesus
nom.
fucking
Oh,
Christ.
tower is active, by the way.
Ghost is basically just throwing its head back, just screaming.
You said it was weapon focus to take out the +1 to hit.
Or I just use it. I just do as part of the macro. But yes, it would be weapon focus if you want to calculate it in.
Okay.
I usually just do it as part of the attack macro under like additional attack bonus. I just put -1.
Stella's turn. One of the dead has risen up as an undead. At least you get to deal with it now and not later.
This is why we can't have nice things. Well, I think if I...
Oh, it was dumb. I should have attacked Rachel with a 3d6, not a 2d6 for my sneak attack.
Oh well, she still got dropped.
you want to add an extra d6 in, you can. Otherwise, it's too late. We can just leave it for next time. That way she's.
Lydia, it's
That
just
works.
30 feet to get to the ghost.
No, I was trying to measure it around that way so like I can get flanking.
Got 40-foot movement from there.
35,
Yeah.
40, and I would wind up right there.
Yeah, like really do just like double move.
Yeah, and I'm not doing that.
I mean,
Well,
you can
it's
move to here to almost be flanking and throw
You
the
know
blade.
Walter's going to be fixing to get out of melee, right?
Yep, I don't care. Party members don't need to die.
So
What
shank
the
a
heck?
fool. Shank the ghosty! Maybe.
Yes.
Shank the ghosty.
She will.
That's a hit.
She will yell at George, going, "I need aid!
Medic!
Not medical attention. I need a flank partner."
Oh, sorry.
Flank buddies. And that will hit it for 5 points. Unhappy ghosty.
Too
Sam's
bad.
turn.
Well,
What do's?
I'm triggering tower since I now get the 1 bonus, and I will grant it as well. Flank, yes. -1 for tower. First attack. Second attack. Will a 13 possibly hit?
Yes.
Both hit. That's 15 damage each.
And dissipates. And rolling a d20. He'll be back.
Eh.
He always comes back.
No, not always.
Not if we're in the fucking
I'll
main
be
camp.
back. I am always.
Oh, trust me. All I have to do is get the materials to do a specific enchantment, and then every time I hit him, he has to make a save or auto be destroyed.
And Shadow's turn. And turn attacking the one that attacked it. 8 versus Estella. Not happening.
Yes.
Corpse Eaters, they're gone. They all dead. Ash's turn.
Let's see. I am just first. I'm using my first move action to psionic charge, and then I'm starting moving to join the group again. So I'm gonna go over. I see one more ghost, so I'm just gonna go over.
Yeah, I don't have.
Don't see any more ghosts?
I
I'll
see
have
the last
mats.
ghost. I'm moving over here. That's the only I could do because psionic charge takes some move action.
Right.
Alam will take a set and start meditating. This seems to be resolved. Seven's turn. Rachel's unconscious and gravely injured, and one of her teammates, former teammates, turned into an undead. Seems to be trying to kill Walter and Estella.
Finish the undead? Question mark?
How many hours of sleep did he get today?
Enough for the day.
He's going to actually go over and start nibbling on his breakfast.
So wait, this other ghosty's dead? Or oh
No,
wait, no,
it's
it's Seven's
not.
turn. Sorry. I'm
Seven
confused.
is not concerned with it.
There's
It's-
enough people for one little ghosty. He's gonna go there because I'm pretty sure that's where his bone is.
Estella's turn.
No touch.
What's she gonna do about it?
Beat the snot out of it?
Quite possibly.
Damn it.
Nope.
Or not. Any
I don't-
movement?
She will again request a flank partner.
We quest?
Request. I am getting
Sam's
tire
turn.
drunk now.
You mean like that, as with one movement?
Thank you, Sam.
Nope. No dice. That would have been a nice hit.
Yeah.
Its turn versus Estella.
Nope.
8
No.
again. Wow, 2 in a row. Jeez, you are lucky.
She's not complaining.
Mm-mm.
Ash's turn. I think all the good rolls have been used up now.
See, I'm gonna go over here.
Poor dwarf still entangled. Chris and George have slept through this whole thing. Boss has just been watching.
Tag
Making sure
it.
Aaron
we don't
didn't
get.
have access to his spells or equipment, so he was just having to basically run in total defense. Other bowman is shocked by situation. Other individual got a punctured lung. So yeah, everybody else is dead.
Or
That's
CC'd out of the fight.
at least that doesn't confirm.
Seven's turn. Munch, munch, munch. Estella's turn.
Stab, stab, stab.
Better finish it off.
Doing all I can, Ash.
At least there hadn't been
seen
2
that.
hits on you. I love you. If it had hit you, you would be losing 7 strength right now.
But it didn't.
I know. So much nicer. That could really hurt her. Jesus. Even with
Oh,
the flanking
God.
bonus to hit it, and it's super easy to hit. You guys are just having difficulty finishing this one off. Maybe you feel sorry that someone actually turned into one of these.
Jeez.
Must be. You guys must be like in shock or something from this whole ordeal.
43, 41.
10 AC. It's getting closer to trying to hit Estella, but still failing. Ash, please break this horrible cycle of missing.
That's
Oh
what
wait, you got fumbles.
Ain't no hits to be found.
Ugh.
Come on, full attack. There we go.
2 maybes.
Potentials. 2 is better than 1.
There we
This
go.
one does
Now it's
it.
gone.
19, which is its full life, so down it goes. Poof.
After that, I go help Dwarfy Dude get out of muck as I put Greatsword away.
Estella cuts the entanglement.
It's goop.
Slime.
Never
Which your
mind.
weapon's not going to get slime on because you just make your weapon disappear.
Exactly.
Be
Wait.
careful. Yeah, be careful. That's ectoplasm.
I don't know what it is. It's just disgusting.
Ah,
Wipe
thank
that
you.
off. Alright.
It's
Don't
all over my
waste your
armor, my
breath.
beard.
Check everybody else. Rachel is just unconscious, correct?
Correct. She's badly injured. There's a lot of blood, but she is alive. 7 kind of did them.
Okay. I'm gonna do... Charge off healing belt?
Oh, you beat me to it then.
Well, you should probably do it as well.
Roll off.
Who else is pretty well fucked up? Oh, right. Punctured lung.
Yeah, that individual who just got a little bit of medical aid.
Holy crap, snake eyes.
Well, something's better than nothing. A little bit. That'd be at like 5 life at 7. Since it was at -1. Stella
And
helps us
how's
up.
Aaron look?
Aaron's missing about half life.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's just like, shit.
So,
I
You gotta
fix
take
him
one of
up.
those potions of cure light wounds and down it.
I fix him up.
12.
Stella doesn't take.
As he goes for the potion of like, hold that. And I poke him.
That'll
So-
heal him up to full, and he will pocket that potion back in.
After a while, Stella's eyes go back to normal, and she takes a long ass swig of her booze.
He'll just walk up to you, just, are you okay?
I'm fine, dear. I've been fine this entire time.
just your eyes look different and things were happening and there's like a lot of dead people and that guy turned into black mist and
Okay,
tried to
so
kill Sam.
when we were down in the crypts, we managed to run into a couple of things. Now we know what happens when they kill somebody. And as for the eyes thing, that just happens when I get angry or
Uh,
paranoid. No, not the paranoid part, just more of weary.
sh- sure, that's normal for people.
Yep. I mean, I also conjure blades with my mind, so I'm not exactly normal.
Girl who got bit in the chest and has a punctured lung just walks by even after healing, just holding her side, going, "Yep, everything's normal here."
Up top, you managed to survive this hellscape. Don't leave me hanging.
She just walks by, limping.
Michael, you see my note on roll 20?
Well, considering his body vanished, all that's left is his clothing and gear on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Fine, she just gives herself a high five out of desperation.
Bill just sort of like holds up a hand for you.
Oh, if that's the case, high five, Bill.
Magical gear you find on the dead fella. You will find a +1 longsword and a +1 short sword. And then also equipment, masterwork, studded leather.
Why can it not be a +1 magic studded leather?
Ash just basically walks over and just considers to himself, man, I can't wait till this is all over. Can't wait till we go back to civilization.
That'll be a while yet.
Tom just looks up. Yeah, I know what you mean. This place is a real downer.
Yeah.
Still just kind of like looks at him with like a cricked face. It's just like association. It's just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going.
Throughout the whole fight, he just has as he's just talking to you guys and the whole fight was happening. He just got a map of the area in front of him on the ground. He's just like sorting his potions, and then he got attacked, just froze. And then after everything's done, now he just goes back to sorting his potions, just talking.
Estelle just glares at him as she walks away. Just her pupils are turned black. Nothing else.
So, Michael, gonna be switching out the bracers to the good berry, and then continue the rest of the watch.
Excellent. You guys will be able to finish your rest, and morning will come.
Now we can apply the benefits of the rest, which means I get
can.
back what I just lost.
You'll get back 1 point of stat loss, not drain, and
And
you'll also
heal.
get back your level worth of life back.
Hey, I'm back at full health.
The only one of the main group that actually took HP damage.
I
And
hate
it was
this
even-
place.
It has only minimal HP damage.
Estella toss. Oh,
One thing I did almost forget to mention, Michael, before the night was over, Sam will also use the charge of the companion spirit on one of the affected people. So
Yeah,
I think
quickly.
Dwarfy got fucked up the most, so she's going to use that charge on the dwarf. And she'll also tell Seven to go ahead and use the companion spirit charge on somebody who's missing stat damage. That way it's at least used and not wasted. Dwarf gets 2 points back.
7 shall headbutt someone to deliver the spell.
So
It's the one.
2 points. So I give 2 points back to the dwarfy. Because he got
To
gooped.
Walter,
And that's
that'll
just
bring
nasty.
him down to 3 strength loss, which he'll appreciate from 7 and surprised that it could do something. Well, I mean, the dog not only kills people but also casts magic. What the hell?
Anybody says anything, Sam will repeat the question. Do you know what a familiar is?
Walter just looks. This place is weird enough. He it doesn't surprise him, but it does.
It's like,
It's
huh.
like, huh? Yeah, never mind.
It's like, it can do that trick. Interesting.
Estella like holds out one of her second flasks and well, her only second flask, and then tosses it at Walter.
He will take it, give a nod, and take a sip, wipe his mouth, and hand the bottle back.
Yep.
Chris will wake up in the morning and ask what they miss, and then
Meanwhile,
look around and be like, "Oh,
In the morning, Michael, I will take the 5 good berries. Give one to Chris. Give one to George. I tell them, eat this. You don't have to worry about that stupid ration stuff.
okay."
Because I
Okay, I'm
know
back.
you've been complaining about it.
Chris will be like, "I hate berries." Just take it anyway.
So, good berry
how
to each of them. Toss one to Estella.
she catches it. Oh, what's this?
Well, if you eat it, you don't have to worry about eating for the rest of the day.
Oh, hell yes. In the mouth.
Ash, you need it? I don't think he
Think
does. I
away
think he's
again.
got rations. Pass one off to Bill.
But I like eating.
Okay. Berry.
Eat it.
Wow, that's really filling and kind of juicy.
Uh,
Thank you.
then hold it up for the boss.
Just wave it off.
Offer it to all of them.
He will look at it slightly intrigued, but say that he has no need for substance.
I have no need for sustenance.
Wow, someone who doesn't have to worry about it either. Okay. And then starts doing head count. Aaron,
Yeah.
you want some food?
Okay.
Hand in the berry. Here you go.
Oh, there. Wow, generous.
Well, it won't do me any good, so might as well give it to the people who it will do good to.
A whole berry. You shouldn't have. Just puts it in his mouth and takes a bite. Then gets wide-eyed, looks like he goes, "This is magic, isn't it?"
Yes.
He nearly spits it back out.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
It's just like the shock where he's talking with food in his mouth.
It's called a good berry.
Doesn't taste that good, but damn.
Well, it's better than what you'll find growing around here.
Wait, there are things that grow here.
Well,
I
there's
think
living things on this island, so
I don't.
In
And
theory?
whatever grows from here probably isn't edible.
it depends on your definition of edible. And also if you're using magic or not.
Chris looks over at the carcass eaters and over at Seven. I could think of a few things that are edible on this island. Dog's proven that fact.
And then Michael, I switch the bracers, take the good berry bracers off, and put the Distanas back on.
Well, half of everybody's dead.
Rachel's a complete mess. A
It-
little bit blood on her back, and she's still basically a trembling mess of a person.
Okay, at this point, Estella walks over. It's just like, Rachel, right?
Basically, the dwarf's there trying to help her. Archer too from her team.
Look at
There's
me.
so many dead people. One of mine even.
Look at me.
Yeah.
No matter how many you lose, no matter how many people you witness fall, what you should do is stand right back up. Give everything.
You okay, Squeaker?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Joking. Drink some water.
Choking on a severed limb?
Okay.
What?
Thank you. You stand right back up, and you will continue to fight. You will take out all the anger you hold upon what has brought the rage too. You are a strong woman, girl. I trust that you will be able to carry on.
Yeah.
Dwarf just gives you a nod. The archer
Listen.
seems a little more worried about
Ash
Rachel.
just goes,
Like,
Ash just goes over to
maybe
Rachel. Look,
not.
Rachel, listen.
One,
When the
two.
Lord, what do you count out of character? What are you counting for, Lydia?
How long will it take for him to mage 6?
Made 2.
Listen, listen, Rachel. When the six during the battle against
And away.
Starrett, the six hero when all seems lost, the six heroes didn't lose their hope. They were able to take it out. You just need to hold on to your hope, and that we're gonna get through this together. Okay? He just looks. Come on, you could do it. That's what I've been. I
Sam
always
walks
just
up.
think about.
Ash. Ash.
Yeah.
Let her breathe. Loss is something you have to work through. It is not something you can just get over. You lose family, you lose friends, you lose comrades. It hurts.
I know.
You have
It
to
does.
work with it. Stories are nice. They don't always help.
I know, but that's what usually stories are. What you get is all you have to hold on to. I mean,
No.
that's what
Chris
I've
will
been
come
holding on to
over.
here.
If you'll excuse me, wonderful conversations, great speeches, and all that. Uh, get out. I'm gonna
Oh
keep an
god.
eye on her. Don't
Okay.
worry. We'll pull up the rear. We're right behind you guys. Break camp. Let's keep going.
Okay.
All right. His friends are like, it's like, go ahead. Told you to move. Oh, okay. Go. And they'll basically pick up the rear. Chris will talk to Rachel for a little while. So, how long you been at this? What are you doing? So, what kind of weapon are you good at? So, what exactly happened to you? And what
God,
would you do in this situation? That's wonderful. Slow down a little bit. It's a little hard to walk. Stiff legs and all in the morning. Okay, that's great. Okay. And as you guys get around the hill, Chris will come. We'll catch back up to you guys, clean off his blade, and be next to Stella.
Oh
Oh, I kind of
no.
saw that happen coming, except Sam wouldn't have because of low wisdom and the shit spot ability wouldn't have noticed either.
Ash wouldn't have noticed it either. God.
Es- Estelle
Savage would
kind
have
of.
given it a thumbs up.
You don't have
Estelle,
thumbs.
Exactly!
Just give him a paw up.
Yes!
Estella like pat Chris is on the back and is like, "Good job." Anyway, she continues walking.
Just sort of looks at you as you do that. Don't mean you dead weight.
I give you a thumbs up, but I have no thumbs.
Stella gives a nod. Yeah,
Like,
no,
I don't-
I'm already
like-
mentally fucked, but I keep on fighting.
Out of
Anyway.
out of character. Why?
She's dead weight. She's gonna freak out, put someone's life at risk. She's gonna be useless in a fight because she's constantly shaken. It's one of those things. She's gonna be the idiot to run off in the middle of the fight, and you have to go after her, and someone else is gonna get killed by her actions. So she's better off put
Dead.
down.
So now she's dead, and now she's gonna come back as a zombie.
But you guys are walking away, so by the time she gets up in a couple of hours, not a problem.
Wait, Chris, did you burn the body?
Does it really matter? It seems they get up either way.
Estella's just like mentally continues walking. She's like, that fucking ghost.
in, in the meantime, Sam still has no fucking idea what happened.
Neither does Ash. He's just talking with his bro Bill.
It'll be 2 days before the ghost gets back, so that'll give you guys a nice head start.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
A kill with
yeah,
own
Ash
sword
is-
again.
Ash is talking with his new best bro, Bill.
I just don't know what's going on out here. I mean, we lose so many people. I mean, how can we even succeed under these circumstances? George is like, get over it.
Bill, I should probably tell Bill, you want. I could tell you one of the battles that the six heroes have fought.
No, 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 no,
Good,
no.
while we're
Thank you.
walking.
Thank you.
No,
No.
too
What?
late.
No.
No,
It's
yes.
like what is it, Estelle? Do you need something?
Yeah. I need you to help me adjust
That's
my leather breastplate. Please come over here.
Okay, I'll help you with. Wait, what?
Uh, I was like, he just grabbed onto Bill. Like, I felt like he doesn't need to do that. He could do that in
George just puts
privacy.
a hand up on your arms, like, lad, you best let go, otherwise she's gonna take that arm.
But why did she need to take my arm?
Ah.
Sam's gonna call out to the.
Walter just drops his jaw, literally just in sheer shock, like, oh my god.
And
Like, I know who's gonna die next.
his ass passes out of control, and then he lets go. And then Kawu says, tolerate. Please tolerate him a little bit, if you can, Stella.
Oh, I will gladly.
Someone's just gonna yell at that and be all like, no!
Wait, is it one of those barks that sounds like a no?
Yes.
No! At which point you will proceed on through half that day and come across the rest of the beachfront forces as they have hunkered down and built their little base on the third day. You've got a little bit of a trench dug, spikes put up. You have a tower made of stone. You have a fortified house that looks more like a temple. And then you have 2 houses, 4 wagons, and about 15 tents, and what looks like over 300 individuals. In
Oh
this
hell
area.
yes. We can probably get some aid, like medical, and then restock and shit before we. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get drunk.
Michael, during the trek, Sam will be chatting with the dwarf in Dwarvish.
7, Walter, do you care to
Oh.
join me?
Speak the language. Yes,
Bill?
dear.
Is Seven going to bark for yes?
Lydia,
Yes.
I was gonna say, I just realized something.
Mm-hmm.
What Ash and the 6 heroes, what Ash the 6 heroes is to Stella is basically what I and JoJo am to you.
Uh-huh.
You just realized that?
Took you a little while.
A little slow on the uptake there. Channeling your character a little.
All good.
There, the character's channeling you. I'm not sure.
No, he essentially just made himself in a fucking D&D game.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Mhm.
You guys will reach that base camp consisting of 2 large tents, several small ones, armed forces. 5 of the tents have markings from the different guilds. The 6th tent seems to actually be the solid stone temple structure that's fortified and is basically 20 feet across, size of a small house, which they have 2 houses, log cabins, and a stone tower.
She's honestly looking around to find the nearest booze.
One of the large tents has a bunch of dread whispers coming out of it, and they seem hammered. So you head in there, and there are 2 large kegs.
Oh hell yes.
I'm getting drunk and nobody can stop me.
You head in
Exactly.
there past
Except maybe my thumbs.
other initiates and with the dread whispers and start drinking. When the dog enters, several dread whispers will turn and cheer and say, "Bloodfang!" Much like Norm coming into the bar.
I just imagine that everybody who does drink alcohol just walks in. It's just like,
No response. There's somebody else walks in. It's the dog. Yeah.
The mercenaries are just sort of like stunned. Some of the other people are like puzzled. Dread whispers are all just hooping and hollering for no reason, and then they really start hooping and hollering when the dog comes in. One of them will take off their helmet and wipe it off a little bit with some bloody cloth and pour some alcohol into it.
And the rest of the patrons watch in amazement as the dog starts getting drunk.
drunk.
And it takes as much to get the dog drunk as it does to get a Dread Whisper drunk.
Pretty much.
Which should make the mercenaries worried.
What the hell? It's just a stupid dog. Dude, that dog's on its fifth glass. Wait, what? Well, fifth helmet, but fifth glass. So you guys will finally reach the base camp to relax a little bit, get some much needed rest for the day, and recover. The boss will sneak away, as will all of them,
And Sam will go
and meet you in the
report.
morning.
Yeah. Ash is just trying to see if he could mingle, even though Kabu tells us it's a bad idea. These are assassins. Like, come on, Kabu. They're gonna help us, aren't they? You think that they're only here to help their kind.
Which
They're only
point
here.
Accurate.
you will take a seat, and most of them will just part ways and move away from you. Dread Whispers won't pay you any attention, as they seem to be gathered around one of the kegs, which they've reserved for themselves. Any man stupid enough to get in their way may lose a body part.
Estella is probably on her fourth, maybe
Yeah.
fifth glass, and
They
is
Yeah.
They don't seem
Ash
to
is
mind Estella or Seven, though.
yeah. Ash is just gonna go and hang out with Sam and Bill for the most part. Like,
Sam's not there.
oh, where's Sam?
Sam's got a job to do. She goes to report to her boss.
Oh, okay.
She had a job to do. They made it here, so she now has to turn the fact of like, hey, I'm still alive.
You go over to your tent.
Oh yeah.
Inside, it is rather luxurious and climate controlled, and there's a bearskin rug, and there's John standing there up on a box for some reason, belittling another guy. What in Sam Hell's thinks that you would put that over there on the shelf? But you said to stack the bottles. That is not a bottle. That is a flask. There is a difference, lad. This is a vial, as he holds it up from underneath his jacket, and then reaches under his other pocket, and this is an alcoholic flask. That is an alchemist fire. I don't want it near my alcohol.
Sam's just nodding at all this. Yep. Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with you? I honestly don't know why they bothered shipping you here other than just to be fed as bait to the zombie.
great for
I'm sorry, sir. Just get out of my sights, go get drunk, or guard duty, or whatever the hell you were hired for. I was actually hired to be your assistant. Someone hates me, but not as much as you're about to hate me, lad. Goes over to his drawer, pulls out 15 pages. I'd like you to write your name on this, front and back, till they're filled. What? Did I stutter? No, sir. What about a pen and ink? Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have that. Maybe you should go requisition one. Or write in your own blood or feces or whatever makes you
Oh
happy.
my god.
Just go freaking write it. Get out of my sights now before I find something worse to do to you. Which point he just grabs the paper and runs out. Oh, sweet Jesus.
So what about my hells?
Sam! Oh my god, you made it here alive. Someone competent. Had to carry that lad this whole way.
Yeah.
Sad
Although I don't
people let him
remember
die
having
if
a
it didn't look
specific
bad.
hell that I possess, but I guess you're referring to something else?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. Because if I somehow gained my own personal hell, I want to know about that.
You probably wouldn't want to visit it as it would be bad for you.
Probably.
So anyway, here, take a seat over there next to the fine wooden. Well, not important. Just take a seat.
First
As he
things
grabs a
first.
chair, pulls
As
over.
Sam walks over, plucks the alchemist fire from the stack of alcohol, walks over, sets it with the rest of the alchemist fire, then sits down.
Fair enough.
That would be a
You're sitting at a nice table with two chairs. So what can I do for?
made it back. All the Dread Whispers made back intact as well. I can't say the same for the Mercs. I think we lost. Stops and thinks. One.
Corporal Hood made it back.
Yeah, we lost one.
Hmm.
Although, some of the other Merc teams did not make it back in one piece.
They made it back in 5.
Responsibility.
I think I know of 3 that got wiped out.
So you helped some other people make it back with you, and you ensured those that you were responsible for made it back.
we
Is that
ran into a
perfectly?
team from, and she'll rattle off the group because the player does not remember the more divine guild faction.
Fair enough.
Um,
That would
we
be the Midnight Dawn.
yes, ran into a team from them, and then we got hit during the night. They lost one of their people after having lost half their team. It seems like, and their team leader, who is I think one of the new recruits, is rather mentally shook up really bad. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't remember
Actually,
seeing
you
with
haven't
us
seen
or
Rachel
with
in a
us when we made
while.
it back.
Hmm.
Sam literally stops and thinks about it. Is like,
Wait, what?
I think she didn't make it back.
Last she was with Chris, and then hmm, maybe she made it to the camp. Maybe she didn't. That's
Sam
weird.
stops and thinks about it. Is like, we lost track of her along the way. I don't know where she went.
It's okay, not your responsibility. That's for their people to sort out. But you saved three, so that's something. Terrible shame about the mercenaries, though. I mean, on the one hand, you don't have to pay them now. On the other hand, could probably still use them.
Yeah. Oh, and Sam pulls out the map she has of the minefield, and it's like, do you have a map of the region along the coastline?
Very poor one, but always trying to get more. Be nice if we had like a guide or something in this area could fill in some blanks. I mean, hell, we
Um,
didn't even know there was a lake there.
I know one.
I would say go run get him immediately, boy, and bring that lad in here so we can clear up a few things. But seeing as you're a woman, go get him, woman. You need him in here now.
All right, damn, I go grab Tom.
Oh
Rich
hell
has been
no!
waiting outside the campsite with two armed guards with him as he was basically left at the door.
As Sam goes and was like, okay, um, my guild rep wants to see you.
That would be great. They didn't let me into the camp, and they've been staring at me funny, making references to my body parts and how they're going to put me on the fence.
Yeah, Sam pulls out her emblem, which she hasn't revealed this whole time, of Horizon Mars, and says, my rep wants to
Is it?
see him about a map.
At which point they let you through with the undead just staring holes through him.
She puts the emblem back.
I
Ash
don't
walks
think
Because
around
that's
her
with
okay.
her standing thing is like, I'm not going to use that card unless I have to, and I know there's no way in hell they'll let him in otherwise.
You'll take him away. Meanwhile, Ash is stumbling around, and a hand is put on his shoulder as Alum says, "Troubled?
He
just
is
I
definitely a
don't.
troubled child.
It's I guess
Questions?
trying to figure out what to do here because there's the Umber Hood, then
Take
there's
a
the other guy.
seat.
Okay.
You needn't worry yourself about them. You just need to relax and stay focused on the task at hand."
You mean finishing our mission of the island, whatever this whole ordeal is, right?
Correct. Staying alive, completing your contract. I believe you have concerns of your own involving displacement,
Yeah, I just want to go back home.
relocation.
Yeah.
Vacation.
He just sighs. That's how going. Like, I wish I could go back home. I want to be able to see my friends, my family, and I want to hang out with the disciples of legends again.
Wait,
That
I
may
also,
be difficult, but things are not at a complete loss here. Have you not made new connections? Are you
I,
not getting along fine, child, with
I,
others?
I guess. I mean, Sam is a cool woman. Estella is a kind of cranky, but I guess she means well. The dog is a fluffy dog. Bite definitely is worse than his bite, but he's a good dog. Then
That's
then
your
there's
opinion.
then there's then there's everyone else. Bill, Iris, may she rest in peace. Walter is Walt.
I believe he's the guy on the ground drunk over there among the mercenaries,
Oh, so he does have a fun side.
if you call that fun.
Yeah, I just want to go back, but yeah, I hope I could go back home and hang out with the disciples of legends again. Unless that organization exists here too, Alum.
I believe there is a sort of thing. After all, they have been around for a long period of time, though I can't say where they are. all I can tell you is that you are where you are needed.
Really? I mean,
At which point On will just stand up, take solace in that child for now, and he will proceed out the tent.
yeah, Ash walks out of the tent and just looks in. Hmm. He decides to go look for Estella and Bill if she allows him.
If he can find them among all the people here and tents and activity.
Well, let's roll for spot.
I'm rolling for a shitty hide.
The what? No, out of character. You don't know I'm looking for you, woman. So stop metagaming. You don't know why I'm looking for you.
Wait,
He
you're
has
looking for me?
to apologize for all the sins he's committed.
21.
Oh my god!
And
It's a
what are you
21.
doing with Bill?
Mostly because he wants to hang out with them. Figures.
Honestly, I think both of them are trying to get hammered.
He just, I guess, I find him.
In one of the smaller tents at a small table with Bill not doing so well at the table, trying to finish his second drink.
Wow. I didn't think he was that much of a lightweight.
Stella just pats Bills on the shoulder. It's like, it's okay, dear. It's not for everyone, and I'm pretty sure this stuff is at least almost as strong as demon blood.
Ash walks over like, oh, there you guys are.
Hello, Ash. How may I help you?
Ash, I'm drinking something that's equivalent to drinking the blood of a demon.
Uh,
Horrible. It's like piss and watered piss.
maybe, Ash, don't. Kavu, do whatever you're thinking or thinking about doing, don't. Kavu,
The
leave
more
me
you
alone. I'm
drink, the
trying.
better it tastes.
The more you drink, the better it
Exactly.
tastes.
Exactly. It might be shit beer, but it's still beer. I'm hoping I'm not waking up my family.
Estella,
What?
can we go on? Can we come on and talk for a moment quickly?
All right.
Go ahead,
Wait a
I'll be
minute.
fine here with the
I
booze.
thought Estella was with Seven.
She was with Bill.
It
from
was,
what
and then she
got-
went off with Bill.
Yeah.
Basically grabbed one glass with you and then she hoofed it to steal Bill away from Ash when she saw Ash.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh, I'll stay at the oh no, not after my man. Come here, Bill.
Which is
I get it.
a thing Seven would understand.
Yeah,
Just means Seven gets more attention from the Dread Whispers instead of occasionally them talking to Estella, going, "Oh, so that's your dog? Nice dog. Oh, how are you doing? Here, you have with Bill." Instead, it's more like, "Ah, where'd the woman go? Oh well, more beer for the dog."
yeah. That Seven's definitely gonna get all the attention from the Dread Whispers that he can.
Estella will accompany Ash outside. I'll be back maybe in about 5 minutes.
Hey, I'll be here in 5 minutes.
She like kisses him on the forehead and walks out.
So you really like Bill, don't you?
No, I guess I do.
Estella, what is it would you have against me exactly? Every time I try to talk to you or befriend you, you always run away and act like I'm some sort of nobody that you shouldn't talk to. Are you embarrassed about me or something?
She takes a deep breath before she continues.
Oh, you opened up a
thinking.
can of worms.
And this is remember, Ash has low wisdom, so he's just playing a naive child. Like, what's wrong with me?
You have done nothing, dear. But at the same time, you have done everything. I
Like,
understand when that weird magic thing came out of the wall and mentally fucked with you, that you haven't been all up there. But at the same time, you kind of... I'm a little possessive right now, because I'm in a shitty place. That is one of the main reasons why I keep on trying to separate you and Bill. Is this able? Can you comprehend this?
At that point, Chris comes walking by. It's like, yeah, you better butt out, man. Otherwise, you'll wind up what I did to Rachel. She'll do to you, and just continues walking.
Uh, uh,
Oh boy. Oh boy.
hang on. I'm gonna have him do a wisdom check. Thank goodness for low wisdom, cause if Ash,
You have no clue what that means by you're gonna talk to me. You're
Wow.
gonna threaten me. What? You got no idea what he meant by that. You're
Oh my
completely
god.
Wow.
again, be
Oh.
glad he has low wisdom.
never gonna piece that one together, are you?
No,
Never.
he's not.
Clink, 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 clink. He's like that kid that has like the two puzzle pieces, and he keeps banging them together, but they're at the wrong pieces.
Exactly. Anyways, he's just not. He's just like the. Well, did he? What were we talking about again? Oh yeah, me and Bill. I mean, Bill's a great guy. I mean, but you're also. I mean, you say you are super possessive of him. If he wants to have other friends besides just you, that's that should be up to him. You can't just have him. You can't just be his only friend.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Ash is so lucky Seven is being an attention whore because he would legitimately have teeth in the back of his neck.
Stella just kind of leans against a nearby, like, hopefully there's like a nice, like, stiff pole or something. She just leans on it.
Again, he's
Ash?
being the dumb right. He's just yeah.
He's being the naive child that he's always kind of been.
Can you do me a big, big favor?
What is it?
Go find a very wise cleric. Ask him to help you with your mind. Then come back to me, alright? Can you do that, Ash?
I guess.
Get your shit fixed, then we'll talk.
What the ethereal Sam said.
I mean, I don't think there's any clerics out besides Iris, and she's long dead. Although,
Honey, we're at the base camp. There's bound to be someone.
no, that is true. But who am I going to? Then suddenly Kabu's trying to take control of him again. Let's see, and we'll save.
Losing those checks often to Kabu.
Oh, he actually resisted.
Of all the times to resist.
There you go. No,
Wow,
Kabu,
that-
my body, my choice.
Kabu, stop trying to take control of me.
Maybe
Wait.
you should talk to him about the situation.
He said he knows about the situation. He can't fix it. Otherwise, he would have a long time ago. And what's that, Kabu? Fine, he wants. Look, you're not gonna hurt her, are you? All right, fine. Kabu takes control of him for a moment.
Oh, thank God, it's the sensible one.
Sensible one for now. Yes, and I, like you, I'm kind of intolerant. I'm starting to get what you flesh bags call impatient with him.
Flashbacks.
You know, I
This-
technically don't always have to have flesh, right? Ah,
Yes.
never mind.
yes, whatever you are, whatever the dogs is. But
Anyway,
the boy. But anyway, you do know that the boy is useful for your combat and whatever mission you have for it's going on, right?
yes, and I will not deny his capabilities in combat. However, his competence is very lacking in other expertise.
At the, for the time being. Once he's finally fixed, he's going to go back to his old self. Honestly, I wish. Honestly, I prefer that old Ash more than this current.
Yes, he only mentioned the name of the six only half as much.
He likes the 6S. I'll admit, I didn't really care much about the 6, and I had to put up with it my entire existence. You only had to put up with it for about a few days. this boy is 23 years old, and he started reading about him since he was 5 years old. You do the math.
Oh, he can read. Oh, that's good to know.
He gives you a look like I've been hearing the six stories for over 15 years.
Sweetie, we all have our own personal hells.
Apparently, Sam
I-
has one.
Yes,
Mine is a
Sam's
Sarah hell.
house. What?
yes,
Yours?
and apparently the one that you're dealing with right now is being stuck on this dead island and not being able to be with a man you want to mate.
Oh.
I am-
Caboose.
He's
Me
on
too.
point with that statement.
I apologize if it's a little bit if it hurts, but I have no emotions.
No, sweetheart, it's completely and utterly fine. Would you mind seeing if you can try and get your vessel some aid? Because I'm pretty sure that you might be able to find some here.
I will do that.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, back at the larger tent where Walter's passed out, mercenaries are making a ruckus, and probably half that keg's almost gone for the Dread Whispers. Seven is on his eighth helmet drink.
Chug, 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 chug.
Just
The
keep
Dread Whispers
on
are just
hammering.
cheering on and having a great time talking about battles and how many undead they've destroyed and how many people they lost along the way that weren't theirs.
Probably placing bets to see how long 7 lasts.
And wondering if they can recruit the dog on their team. Since apparently the Umbral Hood can do that, so can they.
I mean,
And they're like, "Where's the owner? Not here. So if it doesn't come back, we get to keep the dog." Sounds good to me. They look down at Seven. Bloodfang, would you like to become a Dread Whisper?
Spits out Umbral Hood emblem.
He's just gonna look up from his little helmet that he's been given, and he's essentially. Oh God, was he given any Humblehood symbols?
You were, however, it is currently melded in.
Oh right. And he'll just slightly shake his head, and then try and do his best to shrug his shoulders, and then go back to drinking.
Is that a maybe? I don't speak dog, man. Maybe he just needs more beer.
Not wrong. You're not wrong in that statement.
it's all for me, grog, my jolly,
Jolly
grog.
grog. I know that song.
Kinds of beer
And tobacco.
They pour Seven some
been a long
more
time
into
since
the
I've heard that song.
helmet and go back to fighting and yelling and arguing and comparing kills and everything else and scars. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Sam finally gets Tom through the camp after some dirty stares, getting stopped 2 or 3 times, and having to flash the badge.
Saying, I work here. Fuck off. Not
And
quite in those
then
words. She's polite the whole time.
He's with me.
Gets to the tent.
And then tells him, one moment, I didn't tell him who you were. Sticks her head in, makes sure the boss is there.
They're looking at the maps on desk, comparing to. Let's see. Dread Whisper said,
Hey,
they got
John.
this area, and there's this.
Boss,
Yeah.
rep. I'm gonna bring him in. You gotta make me one promise, though.
Not gonna kill him on sight.
Maybe
You don't blast him when he walks in.
I can make that without a contract. Sure, I agree.
I'm gonna hold you to that, you know.
Well, I'm not a mage, so you don't have to worry about me blasting him. Although I can use a wand, but it's over there on the shelf.
Okay. No physical attacks, no magical attacks. Just going to behave for the moment because he has valuable information and is relatively nice guy.
Well, that sounds like a good reason not to kill the messenger. I mean, why would you kill a guy that has information?
Because some people are trigger happy.
Tell me who those people are. I'll put them on scout job. They may not come back.
They're Dread Whisper.
They're over in the tent. If you're stupid enough to go over there, that's your problem. Only
Not all of them
lunatics
are over
and
there. A few of them are
alcoholics will
wandering
go there.
around drunk. I think I saw one passed out on the floor as I walked through towards here.
Yeah, must be an initiate.
I think it was Dread Whisper. I didn't tell he was face down. Could have been Merc. Anyway, okay, so Tom, come on in as Sam will lead him in and kind of keeping an eye on John.
Walks in. What a wonderful place! Wow, this is much nicer on the inside. Wow, is that a real bear skin? Oh wow, look at this collection of books and items. John just like freezes and just stares at him as Tom starts walking around touching things and talking to himself.
John,
Wow, nice table there as he's like 2 feet away from John, who's just sitting at the table chair. Wow, this real oak. Wow, I mean you don't expect to see this out here.
Tom,
Take good care of it.
Tom,
Bigger
Yes.
on the inside. It's bigger on the inside.
my boss for the duration of our trip
Oh,
here.
pleasure
This
to
is
meet
John.
you, sir. I've traveled around here quite frequently, so apparently that makes me valuable and sort of keeps me, well, still talking and walking. Just like, uh-huh. So, what do you know? As I'm obligated not to reach for the holy water.
There's
That's
a reason I
polite
made
of
you
you.
make that deal.
Excellent. Well, let me show you. My maps are just atrocious. Well, here's a copy of mine. Well, it's my only copy. Lays it out. See, what you have wrong here and here is completely wrong. You want to stay away from here. That lake wasn't in any historical documents I found on the island so far, although I've only searched a small town, which you don't expect much from them. I mean, especially wear and tear of age. Starts going over things, at which point John starts to get a little bit more calm and gets more involved in the information. It's like, God, so you're telling me that there's a pass over here that gets you completely around the minefield? That would work.
By the way, I have
Uh,
a map of that minefield. Sam
oh
points to the
man,
one on the map and lays it
great. So
out.
the Libram are headed that way to the nearby town to investigate the tower. They could actually be told to avoid that whole treacherous pass. I need to get a message out to them. This is actually surprisingly good for. This is surprisingly good.
Oh, I also have some more intel for you, in addition to Tom here.
At which
Um,
point, walking in through the back of the tent is a tall, creepy fellow with a mask, and he just like sets something on the back table next to the little hammock, and then slips back out the back.
Michael, was that tall,
T
dark, and
Doc?
merchanty?
It was the guy you've run into several times. He just set
T
like a little
Dam?
gift box on the table next to the hammock, and then slips back out the back while you guys are all talking.
John, do
Damn
you
it,
work with
Tadam.
that guy?
Work with who? Oh, my package arrived. Quick.
So, yeah, no, the guy who brought it, you know him?
Not formally, never got a name, but apparently I'm told he does good work and is reliable.
And he wanders around the island on his own.
Hmm.
Um,
On his 2 feet, I guess. I don't know. I don't
yeah,
really keep up
I
with
got
that.
some interesting intel off of him also.
We need to trade for that next time.
Yeah, and then DM, I will pass along the 4 tips that he told us, such as avoid those glimmering eyes on the battlefield, it will not end well, and the other ones as well. I have them written down if you want them.
Torches and the body markings and the 3 skulls.
Yes.
Take note of that. Oh, we had a group run into one of the 3 skull things. They had to flee. Lost, well, most of their troops. Dread Whispers ran into the lights. They had a little difficulty. It was hard to kill, they said.
For a Dread Whisper, that's a pretty impressive statement.
That was big.
Yeah.
Anyway, be sure to relay this. Grabs a little messenger and does a sending stone off to inform the Liberus about their current destination so they can save a little time and avoid some danger.
Oh, and do you know of a way
Put
of
stuff
getting
back.
rid of a ghost permanently?
No, I would probably say that would require either the liberal here or getting with those righteous zealot. But you were sort of traveling with three or so of them, although most of their group got wiped out. Although they're tents up here, so you may want to see about that.
Yeah,
Uh,
because the Sam points to the map next to the lake. Yeah, we just killed one here yesterday.
well, they got wards up on the base camp, and they keep an eye out for anything suspicious, magical or otherwise. So it's not like it's going to get in here.
Yeah, but he's also responsible for killing off two merc teams that we know of.
That's one resourceful ghost. Okay.
Um, According to what we found when he ended up in the middle of our group via the others, thankfully, he wasn't in our team, he will possess the person and either then use them to kill themselves or kill somebody else. As one guy was chopped into pieces, another had his head sawed off, one crossbowed himself in the head,
Wait, this
and
is a mobile ghost? Like
uh huh,
not bound?
correct.
Okay, that's a little more alarming. They're usually not free roam.
Yeah,
It's your free roamed ghost.
it's a problem
Okay, well,
because
whatever
we
it's
first found
after,
him as Sam points at where the temple is here and defeated him there. Then he popped back up apparently.
whatever it was, we'll need to find a way of resolving it. The temple, I think they have a seer with them. Maybe we can get some insight into how to
Oh, we
put it
figured
to
out.
rest.
Oh, I know exactly what it's wanting. The problem is we don't have a way of stopping it.
I'll look into the matter. I'm not sure we can avoid the risk of resources to resolve this, but a lot better than a constant headache.
Yeah, because we found the thing at once.
Please tell me you left it behind.
We didn't know what it wanted until later. Besides, it's stuck in a bag of holding right now, so I can't find it or trace it.
That's at least the first smart thing you did.
Like I said, we didn't know it was tracing it till after the fact.
Hmm. We'll see what we can do about this.
Of course,
Thank you very
if you
much, Sam.
want, I can just permanently destroy the item as well.
Don't know if that'll get rid of the ghost or if it'll just enrage it.
I don't know.
Best hang on to it.
That's why I was
Get
bringing
some
it
rest
back and
for
bringing
the
it to people
evening.
who know more.
I'm sure they're going to need to see you in the morning by them. I'm me, the base command, and the other leaders. Thank you for the intel. I'll keep Tom in here as I don't think he's going to go anywhere, and we don't really want him wandering.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a hassle just getting him here.
Sure thing. Don't worry, I don't have any plans of getting rid of information. What he's drawing right now, which I hope isn't just a happy face. Oh no, it's basically where the lake is, but yeah, there's also a happy face I drew in it because it's really puzzling the heck out of me. But no, I'm also updating your map. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on him. I promise he won't wind up in the hands of the others.
Because he's a lot of use to us and a little more than a target for the rest.
At which point night will come and go for you guys as
And
you
I'm going to go find Seven now.
get some real food, real drink, and otherwise know that you're not going to be attacked during the night and other bad things happen to you as you can rest among living people
Yes. And then
and
I'll
have
probably
actual
have to
beds.
collect Sevens, and Seven's probably hammered.
Hammocks,
Yeah.
otherwise blankets on the ground and stuff to rest on.
Also, Michael, is there a a high level cleric that could have restoration around the camp?
You are able to uh, check up several of the tents and such. You do come across a tent connected to the Midnight Dawn. They do have a high level cleric, but he simply informs you that they do not have the resources to waste upon you.
Ah,
Since you're hired help, a mercenary, you're not going to waste it all.
I do say, what do I pay for the stuff?
We don't have a way of replenishing our supplies, as everything from the ships have been moved here, aside from supplies needed to return back home. So, considering the likelihood of someone of higher ranking and honestly importance, I do have to hold in reserve for them, especially since they supplied these supplies from Horizon March. They aren't mine to give away. Although, as much as I would like to assist you, good sir, as is my calling, they are not mine to spend, and it is not my spell, but my god's to cast for the
I
benefit
see.
of this ordeal. So I would turn you to someone else, maybe within your hiring or grouping, that may be able to assist you with.
All right then. Ash goes off to go see if he could talk to Olive about if he could find him.
Alum is
Olive is what?
he's not available. He's
Oh,
off in one of the areas, so he's talking with the other heads.
oh crap.
So you won't be able to get a hold of him till called there.
I assume probably until later in the night or the next morning.
Next day,
Yep,
probably.
next day.
Although this is a decent stopping point
Yeah.
since it is late.
Yeah, I was just gonna basically roll you guys up to the front door as you'll head over. You'll get to rest, get over your hangover hopefully in the morning for those who have partaken of the drink. And, and then in the morning you'll head toward the fortified temple structure. It looks all fancy. It looks almost dedicated to like a god, although it's heavily decorated in spikes and battlements. Even has a soldier and a flag up top keeping watch. And as the door opens, you'll see your leader there of the Umbral Hood, the boss. You'll see John there from Horizon March. You'll see another individual there, a human female, and then you'll see the commander of this mission, who is an old and familiar face, as you see a fully armored individual with a large sword sitting behind him, as you see Avon there.
Who was he again?
He's the guy when you guys were having your interrogation from Horizon March when you were looking for the traitor. You had the old man, you had the
Oh.
invited female guest, you had your recruiter, and then you had him. If you basically go back to the NPC picks, where you had Tyr there, you had Celine, you had Glenn, and then of course you had the big armored fellow who left his sword in the room when he walked off.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah, Horizon with the Horizon March.
Tall, shiny,
So
and armored.
second, right above Alm's picture in the NPC picks.
God.
He's in charge of this whole thing, which means he's also the highest ranking individual. Which point he'll motion you guys in to basically hear your debriefing and to inform of situations. And we'll stop off there with you guys meeting an old familiar.
Old familiar face, not necessarily old friend.
Honestly, if Agile was able to convince him to, if Agile was able to get the healing done to himself, he would have paid for sevens as well.
Of
And
course,
then the lady, and then Estella.
Stella
But
would
the
pay for herself.
materials is the problem.
Yeah. Materials are the big picture.
yeah. Of course, Alm's
Yeah,
also present there.
yeah. They have the materials, but they just can't afford. They just can't afford it without permission.
Mm.
Limited supplies and such, so don't want to burn through them and want to use them on guild related members since the guild supplied the resources.